guys. Talking away, I don't know what else to say, I'll say it anyway. Today's another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Take on me, take on me, take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but I'll be stumbling away, slowly learning that life is okay. Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry. Take on me, take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Oh, things that you say, is it life or is it just to play my worries away? They're all the things I got to remember, shying away. I'll be coming for you anyway. Are you guys here? Hello. I think it's working. Take on me, take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. I think it's working, y'all. I think I'm cross-platforming. What's up? Happy Friday! I made it! Oh my god. I was having so many technical problems. I was on the phone with not the phone. Earlier, I was on with a guy from Restream. Not the phone, but the what do you call it? The chat box thingy thing. Anyway. Alright. So, things that you say. I am just confused right now. All right, here we go. If you guys give me requests, I'll sing a song at the end of each show. That's what I want to do. I have to do a cappella though because my guitar skills aren't that great yet, and I can play the songs that I write, but I can't play just the people that can pick up a guitar and you can be like, play this song, and they can just play it. I can't. So I will give you, I'm waiting for a few more people to come on. Happy Friday. Oh no! It's like, I got refused service today at the local deli because I wasn't wearing my mask right? You weren't wearing your mask right? How are you supposed to be wearing your mask? How are you supposed to be wearing? Did you have your nose out? Did you have it over your eyes? I think they just want you to cover your whole face now. I think that's what they want. I think that's what they want. I think so. All right. Why am I confused? I'm confused because I didn't know what it was. I was just having technical difficulties, that's all. I think it's figured out. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Let's see. How are you guys doing today? What's the letters on the Cash App link? It's blurry. I'm just giving a small tip. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know what? You should be able to see. I put all the links in the description. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come on, and then I'll talk about donations and all that stuff. So, and I think I figured out a way to make like donations pop up because I can't do super chats, but I think that there's an app that I can plug into OBS I can give you guys a link, and if you want to donate, you can see like the donations like popping up and stuff. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. I know, but usually if anybody wants to donate, JDemer17, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, the donations are in the, they're usually in the description, so it won't be long before they require a paper bag on the head. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? I'm going to wait until about 12 after, and then I'll start showing videos. I got some videos lined up for you guys. I'm trying to do like a real like put together show, and I've been hopefully by Wednesday. So you guys, I'm going to do a show right now for sure every Wednesday morning at 10 and Friday night at 8. And yeah, that's going to be really it's going to be a challenge, I think, at first, but I think it's going to be really fun. So at least I found a couple of time slots that I think work for me to do live calls. And then I'll show clips. I will answer some questions in the chat, and then I'll do, I need to open up Skype so I can take live calls, but then I'll do live calls in addition to that. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I don't want to go back to driving. I think this is more fun. It's more productive. I mean, I was doing this anyway without getting paid, but I'm like, well, if I put my effort into it, I can actually get paid and, you know, make it a job. I'm great. Thanks. Hope you are well. I can't wait to hear about blackface. No. Nope. Pulled it tight. And okay, so this is in replying to the mask. No, pulled it tight, and he still wouldn't serve me. You had it hanging off your glasses? So it was like under here, and it wasn't tight, and they're like, it needs to be tighter. You need to choke yourself. Johnny, you need to choke yourself. That's what you need to do. Just come, and they want you to not be able to breathe, basically, right? They want you to have brain damage, and, dude. I'm sorry about that. All right, so I'm gonna play a clip, you guys, and let me know. I'm still, you know, little by little, it's getting better, but I need to get something to balance the level so I can just test the sound and everything before. So I need you to, first of all, let me say this. You like my voice? I am going to be re-releasing my music. Would you please join my, here, 1 second. No, get up there. Come down here. Would you guys join my music page? It is in the description link. I'm going to be re-releasing my, single that I did after this election stuff is cleaned up, because everybody's head is on the election. For those of you guys who donated to my Indiegogo campaign, I'm still going to keep that money. I'm going to put it aside. I have a smaller budget that I'm going to be working with, and I'm going to relaunch sometime in January. I will let you know. For those of you guys who did donate, I'm going to, I think there was one person that donated for the handwritten lyrics. I will write those out for you. And then there are a couple people that got some digital perks that I'm going to send them, but that will be at the end of December. So don't worry, I will still give you perks, and I will still put the money toward my EP that I'm working on. And I will relaunch it. But if you guys have not joined, that would be great. It would be great to get to 1,000 subscribers on this page and my other backup channel, which I'll talk about later, just so I can monetize this channel, the Biavi channel. That's the name of my band, and that's it's going to be I mean, I have some of my other singles here. If you sign up for my email list on my Biavi website, I actually give you a free single. You'll get sent in as free MP3 in the mail. And then I don't know if you see me in the red shirt. I did a little rap before Election Day for all the Patriots. And so that's going to be just like music and poetry and stuff on that channel. It's going to be different from the Truther Talk channel. It's still probably going to be controversial, but in a more incognito way. It's just going to be music and art, like I said. So please, I would really appreciate if you guys join that. And it's going to be slow to be constant, but after I release my music and stuff, I'll put more updates on that channel too, and it would be another thing for you to watch. All right, so I'm going to play she said single. Shut up, Lin Chin. You're silly. All right. I gotta say, you were hot. You like the blackface? That's what I hear. I hear I'm hotter in blackface than I am at regular face. But technically, it was brown chocolate face. It was chocolate face. So I'm just saying. All right. What is this going on? All right. So let's do. Oh, here we go. Alright guys, if the sound is off, just let me know. But I will be doing this cute little presentation I saw. Trying to get some feel-good kind of funny stuff going.
Holidays just aren't the same without food, fun, and family. And even during these unpredictable times, you can still have a merry COVID Christmas if you follow these few simple steps. Make sure that your decorations are warm and inviting. When preparing for your holiday guests, you can start by setting the mood with an appropriately festive scent. Your place settings should give everyone ample room to relax. And don't forget the matching outfits. Make sure they're holiday themed. Adding that extra touch lets your family know you truly care. And when your guests arrive, greet them warmly to make them feel at ease. He hit that one out of the park. Large gatherings can be tricky, so remember to keep your numbers low. Designate a location under the tree for gifts. Remember, cleanliness is next to godliness, so make sure everyone washes up. As the lady of the house, you don't have time to sit. Make sure you are regularly checking on each guest. Uh-oh, looks like make sure everyone washes up. See you in 14 days. And when all the festivities have come to an end and everyone has gone home, don't forget to have Timmy leave out a treat for Santa. Follow these simple steps, and you're guaranteed to have a merry quarantine Christmas.
Alright guys, so if you want to support this channel, you can shop here. You can get really popular item is the Conspiracy Realist t-shirt. I'm actually have 3 more t-shirts coming out within the next couple weeks, but this is the main one that people really like, the Conspiracy Realist t-shirt. So shop. You can also get your all lives matter sticker. All lives matter sticker here. Hold on, let me put this over. You see that? All lives matter. Also, you can buy artwork, the Conspiracy City artwork. I'll talk maybe I'll set some time aside and talk about these 2 pieces of artwork that I have that are sold, and also the Black Sheep Seas artwork. I also have informational zines if you have kids, and or if you're just somebody that wants to learn about basic things. I did 2 on vaccines, one on GMOs, the junk in your food, and then I did another one on cannabis, but it's not cannabis as far as smoking. It's talking about cannabis and how it could, like, replace textiles and oil and everything like that. So they're all kid friendly, and they have clickable links inside the PDFs where you can actually go to the website and you can research some of the stuff too. I also have my Conspiracy Realist course that I'm selling, but I'm probably going to do a webinar on that in the next few weeks to give you guys more info on that. But you can purchase that. Yeah, so I want to get to the next clip. I don't know if you guys been watching the election hearings. I picked a few clips that I thought would be really good because I think it's 7 hours. This is the Michigan one. I just picked a few witnesses from the Michigan one. It's 7 hours long. I was like, dang. So I'm halfway through. I was like twisting my hair and like cleaning my kitchen and stuff while I was listening to him. You gotta like multitask because that's like a full day's work. But I really want to get down on what's going on with I want to understand some of the fraud and what's happening with that. So hey Denise, hey Opa, hi Mr. Boston, hey Honeybee. Just hemp, not as in hemp. Yeah, as in hemp. But I don't know if you know, not even just for medicinal purposes, but cannabis is amazing. You can make flour out of it to make bread. You can take the seeds and you can make milk. And then with that you can make ice creams and butters, and you can watch like. Then also they used to make sails out of hemp and they used to make rope out of hemp, and the Constitution was on hemp. You can make paper. It can basically replace anything that paper is, and oil. It's really, really, really amazing. You can build buildings out of it. You can mix it with lime rock, and make hempcrete, concrete to build houses and structures with. Yeah, it's very versatile. So hempcrete, yeah. You're a carpenter, Mr. Boston? Yeah, hempcrete. So you guys know, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. So I think, I put it in a very simple, format for kids or anybody that's beginning to understand. I would say for maybe ages 14 on up. It's good for homeschoolers. So you can do that. So anyway, okay, let me play this other clip of one of the witnesses. I picked a few witnesses out. I don't know for you guys who have not seen it, so.
Caramo,
thank you.
Quite all right.
Welcome to the Senate Oversight Committee. You have 3 minutes.
All right, thank you for having me. So I was a poll challenger at the TCF Center on Monday, November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. On November 4th, early in the morning, I was standing at the adjudication table, and a ballot came across the screen. The ballot had a straight party ticket vote for both the Democrat and the Republican. It was a filled-in circle, which is an intentional mark. It's not a dash, it's not a dot. When the ballot came across the screen, there was no other marks. None of the judges and none of the other ballot proposals had been voted on. The poll worker said, I think I'm going to give it to the Democrats. That's absolutely absurd. That is illegal. The vote should have been tossed out. At that moment, I said, absolutely not. I'm going to challenge this. So I go get her supervisor. And then her supervisor defers to her and says, well, what do you think? And I'm like, well, what do you think? It doesn't matter what you think. It's the law. Our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts are totally irrelevant. You follow the law. And that ballot is to be tossed out. But she wanted to give it to the Democrats. So then I go get the gentleman who was overseeing the entire absentee ballot counting process while Daniel Baxter was gone. So this gentleman's name I do not know. I go get him. He's overseeing the entire process while Daniel Baxter is gone. I ask him. He says to the girl, what do you think? It was disgusting. I was enraged, and I simply asked the question. I said, well, why not give it to the Republicans instead of the Democrats? The gentleman began screaming at me, began yelling at me, began telling me that I had no right to talk to her, and he told her to push the ballot through. And prior to that, that same poll worker, a ballot came across the adjudication screen where this voter had voted for Joe Biden and the Green Party presidential candidate, and she gave the vote to Joe Biden. I also saw the ballots show up in the middle of the night. Also, I inquired about the tabulation numbers from the tabulation machine between shift changes. I was denied that information. We saw a lot of irregular things. This is not an anomaly. Just because all of us have different accounts of what we saw, that doesn't make them invalid. And to expect Secretary Benson to actually do something about it is foolhardy. to accept Dan and Essel to do anything about it would be foolhardy. So we're appealing to you guys to do something about it. Because if our elections aren't fair, then we have no republic left. It's a banana republic. We have nothing. And we don't trust the election process. Why do you think a lot of people don't vote? Because they feel it's a big fraud. So our claims are being dismissed. I mean, Secretary Benson dismissed us before she did any investigation. So clearly she can't be trusted to do her job. It's not our job to conduct an investigation. There are paid officials who are to do that. And we're imploring you guys to please step up and listen to us and investigate our claims. Check us out. Don't just take our word. Investigate what we had to say, because we have nothing left. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any members have a question?
Okay, I'm going to fast forward. There's another lady who was really cool.
For your time today, sir.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, so it was this lady. I thought her
Next,
testimony was
we
good
have
so far.
this name that I'm doing very poorly with, Hima. Hima, welcome to the Senate Oversight Committee. After her will be Melissa Carone and James Danley. Hima, welcome to the Senate Oversight Committee. Can you tell me how to say your last name correctly?
Kolanagi Reddy.
So now everybody else can.
The moment I saw you holding on to that card, I'm like, that's me. That's got to be me.
But you have 3 minutes, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. This is my first time doing this as a poll challenger at TCF. As an immigrant to this country, as you can tell, we had great respect for America, the elections here. We always thought it has a lot of integrity, whereas the countries we come from, a lot of things happen. But all of that changed the day I went there. Like I was at TCF on both the days, 3rd and the 4th. 3rd was pretty much the same monotonous stuff going on, nothing much to note, other than occasional ballot challenging. But the next day is where I noticed a lot of issues. There was a group of people who were like agitators who were trying to get GOP people in trouble. And from my skin color, everybody assumes that I'm a Democrat. And so they just kind of come to me, and one of the ladies was singing that let's get these MFs out. And I'm like, MFs who? Like, because she thought I was a Democrat. Then when I pulled out my tag, she looked at me and she was like, you're on the wrong side. I'm like, how can you say I'm on the wrong side? I pick whoever I want, right? Because this is a free country. But then I noticed that they were going and getting all the white male Republicans out by, just kind of sheer intimidation. Just saying, oh, your mask flipped, you're going to get people killed, like you heard from so many other people. And then what I did was I got trained by TTUBE, both the MIGOP and Election Integrity Fund. So I went to Tim Griffin of Election Integrity Fund and I said, can I have my nonpartisan credentials? And then when I got that badge on, everything changed. Like people just looked at me differently. I was looked at with a lot of hostility when I had the GOP tag, and now that I have a nonpartisan tag, I was respected at the counting boards. I was respected by the Democrats and the ACLU. And in fact, I was able to even help some of the GOP people from being escorted out by putting myself there and asking why they were even being escorted out and arguing with these people. But the whole environment was so hostile and condescending. And a lot of people have talked about the ballots that were not in the poll book or the system. And I was at a table which had a full stack of this file which said not in EPB/S, which is poll book or system. They were scanning and manually entering them, and the signatures on those sleeves were exactly alike, like a bar graph. And then they were sequential ballot numbers. They started from 2232, and sequence was something that threw me off. I'm like, how does that happen? And most of those people were from the guarded street, and they were being entered manually. So those were the observations that I had. I had all the details, the last names and everything. I gave the affidavit to the Election Integrity Fund. The thing that bothered me was that when every time a GOP challenger was being escorted out, all the poll workers, Democrats, and everybody else were cheering, and that was very disappointing because these people were just doing their job. They were not attacking, they were not there with guns, they were just volunteering their time, and they were treated with utmost disrespect.
Thank you for your time, your testimony. Could you briefly go back to just a few seconds where you mentioned how you saw some ballots that were sequential, and then you described them somehow, and I missed the phrase that you used. Where they came from, I think you mentioned?
Yeah, it was from Goddard Street in Wayne County.
Goddard Street, okay.
Yeah, and they all had sequential ballot numbers, and they were being manually fed into the system.
Okay, thank you. Any other members have a question? Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, so that's a couple. I might try and see if I can get some more next time. If you guys want to support this channel, support me. Help me buy some more blackface. I've set up my subscribe star levels. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but if you want to go through the levels and the perks, I have perks for the subscribe star, and I also I did the same thing for Patreon. So whether you are a subscribe star person or a Patreon person, you have both options, whether you want to support this channel or not on this, right, monthly, or that monthly. Hold on. Right, here we go. Set up the perks and everything. I've been a lot of work. I'm working hard, all right? All right, guys, so one more thing, and then I'll take a call. I'm going to play one more clip for you. Check this out. So this really, first of all, let me have you guys see me for a minute. Yeah, this really annoyed me. I don't know what you guys think. It's interesting. I love art and I support artists, but I'll play it and then I'll ask you guys what you think about this.
A identidade. Eu uso essa máscara para não perder a identidade. De repente, novamente por uso de máscaras, que é fundamental que as pessoas se cuidem. É bom que elas usem a máscara. Eu uso da seguinte forma. Eu tive uma resposta muito boa que é de mexer com as pessoas, né? Elas riam, ou seja, uma coisa que é para ser triste, né, passou a ser alegre. As pessoas riam, achavam curioso, engraçado, né? E eu tive essa resposta. Então, e aí começou as pessoas me procurarem para fazer. Fiz essa, fiz a do meu companheiro, e daí não parei mais de fazer.
Yeah, can we say hell no, boys and girls? Hell no. I don't know. It just, to me, it's making things like just more freaky. I mean, but I think he's a good artist, and like I said, I appreciate the art. I appreciate the thought, but to me, it's very dangerous. You're still just normalizing something that's not normal to just cover your mouth, your face all the time. And I mean, if you're a kid or you're, a handicapped person, you're looking at that, I think that just makes things even more freaky. I feel bad for all the kids that are growing up with this and the psychological implications that they're going to have during this time in history where people are just covering their face. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't know. All right, guys. So one more last time, if you want to become a patron on Patreon or Subscribe Star, the links are in the description. And a portion of your proceeds would go to a pickaninny to get their own watermelon today, because today's subject is blackface. So if you want to help a pickaninny get their own watermelon, you can donate. You can become a patron on Subscribestar or Patreon, and we will get that watermelon out to that pickaninny ASAP. All right, guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to start taking calls, so anybody that wants to take calls, the number is 512-481-7464, 512-481-7464. They're turning us into avatars. Yeah. I know. Have a good night. Y'all got to run. All right. I know. I feel bad for the kids. Do you know when I was a hospital courier, I had to deliver, one of the things I had to deliver was medical equipment. And if you read the box, it says it doesn't protect you. First, before COVID-19, it said it doesn't protect you from getting sick. They're really made to keep you from spitting out into somebody that has an open wound. That's what the masks are for, because it catches the spit, but it doesn't stop viruses. But now since the COVID thing, before I got fired, the newer boxes said specifically it doesn't protect you from COVID-19. So why are we wearing them? It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. All right. 512-481-7464. Yeah, I'm interpreter, lip reader. Hello. Yeah, somebody wrote me and they were saying that their boyfriend was, I don't know if they're in the chat. I don't remember. It was somebody, but they said that the boyfriend was deaf, and that's how he communicates, by reading lips. And since the COVID-19 thing happened right now, he's basically just been really depressed and at home because he can't like communicate with people because he can't read their lips. He can't talk to people. It's just so weird, dude. And you know what's even creepier is the fact that like, you know, the World Health Organization came out and said that asymptomatic transmission is rare. And even when they said it was possible, they didn't have any data to back that up. They just said it, and then the news kept repeating it. And even when they came out and they said that, like, there's video of people from the World Health Organization saying that, and the news just didn't report it. And on top of that, they have commercials saying that, if you have COVID, you can give it to a loved one without even knowing it. So they're still just pushing the propaganda. They're pushing the commercials. You know. Yeah, but you must consider who owns the mask companies. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Right? Cool work, but weird. I know. 512-481-7464. 512-481-7464. Five 512-481-7464. Well, I thought I was part. This is crazy. Craziness. 512-481-7464. All right. Whatever. I'm also on, I have to check later, but I'm also on DLive, Periscope, Facebook. I'm streaming there too. Oh, somebody's calling. Sorry. Hello. Blackface RS, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
Cool.
Who is it? Is this
Yeah, I was with these masks and whatnot, I was at the store the other day and I was just thinking. So I looked at the box, and you know, all these masks are made in China, ironically.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of find that weird that China made a lot of American money off of this virus, and the virus supposedly came from over there.
Yeah, it's like we're going to release a virus and then we're going to give them masks. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of, yeah, right? It's like you just got to, it's like, what do you call it? Problem, reaction, solution. Right?
Yeah.
You know, create the problem and then people react and then you come in with the solution. Oh, we'll protect you with these face masks that we make even though we release the virus on you. It's just, yeah. People don't put that together though, especially when they're in fear. I mean, that's like my whole thing that I talk about. People don't, even the smartest people, the most intellectual people, I mean, it has nothing to do with intellect. It has to do with fear. And if you can make people so scared, they can't like add 2 and 2 together, literally. You know? 2 + 2 is 5.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't really know if it's still fear anymore or if it's just people in the state of hypnosis. Cause
I think it's both.
I mean, can you really be scared if you're hypnotized?
Well, this is the thing. I think the fear stupefies people and puts them in a state of hypnosis. Does that make sense? Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
have you ever been so scared of something that you can't move? You know how to walk, you know how to run,
yeah.
but if that's never happened to you, you've heard of cases, right, where people are so like scared that they can't move. It's not like they forgot how to walk or how to run, right? Because they're so scared. It's kind of like that. Like people lose their bladder functions when they, when they're scared. You know, it's like that. It's like that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just, I'm watching all of this go on, and the election and all that stuff. And one thing I'm worried about is that, people that want Trump to win are kind of falling into this like hero worship, as if he's going to come in and solve all the issues. I looked at something from the CDC, and they were issuing COVID vaccination cards, I'm looking at this Georgia race, and everybody's saying how important it is for Republicans to get in. I'm like, well, none of them really oppose. None of them did, say anything to oppose any of these lockdowns, or nobody said anything about the vaccine, or where if it will be mandated. I was looking at Governor Abbott's Instagram today, and he gets sorrier and sorrier with every post he makes. But he was talking about vaccination plans and how they're going to get the vaccine to millions of Texans and all that stuff. And I don't think that's getting enough attention.
Yeah, at least I want to say, at least we're in Texas, so we have all 3 of our exemptions here. We have all this stuff. I know, but I mean, what do you think they're gonna like? Do you think they're gonna knock down people's doors at first, or you think they're gonna do it by saying, "Oh, you can't have this job, you can't fly, you can't do this until you get vaccinated"?
They're gonna do it the same way they're doing it now. They're gonna just they're gonna sanction people to this. You're not gonna be able to go to stores. You're not gonna be able to go to school. You're not gonna be able to get a job. And no politician is writing any kind of bill to protect the citizens from this. So, I'm just looking at this. I'm like, Americans are in for a big fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are asleep. A lot of people don't realize it. And I don't know. This whole year has been like a big mind fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm tired of telling people what's going on. Only a few people listening to me, so it's like I'm just preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, sometimes I kind of get not really pessimistic, but when I'm thinking of, I can't, like right now, I cannot think like 3 weeks in advance because I just don't know what the future is gonna hold, and I know I shouldn't think like that, but.
Well, I mean, you got to have a healthy balance of being realistic, but also not giving into the pessimism. Like I keep saying, telling people that you shouldn't. I don't watch mainstream media because by this point, too, they don't deserve my attention or energy because they lie all the time. So I'm not even checking up on what's going on with the election stuff by watching the mainstream media. I'm watching the lawyer briefings. I'm watching the testimony. I'm looking at like what's, that stuff instead of like the mainstream media, because they'll just take one part of that and then they'll twist it, right? And as far as like the mandates and stuff, I don't know. It's, I don't know if this will make you feel better. For me, what's made me feel at peace is just knowing no matter what, like if they're going to force me to take a vaccine, I'm going to die or go to jail or be homeless. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get the cyborg vaccine. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say it's a spiritual war. I think, that's why even if people are talking about mandating it, I don't know. I've just been at this so long. I know it's at risk. I've just come to that place within myself that I'm going to go down physically fighting if I have to. Because I'm not going to live like that. I'm not going to live like that. That's my conviction.
Yeah, I feel the same. I just don't. I mean, I want to live, but like, I don't. I mean, life for me, life is freedom. So anything outside of that is not really life. And I don't know. But have you heard within the vaccine?
Yeah, I'm working on doing a video on it within a week or so. Yeah, so the luciferase, they have the nano gel, which has nanobots inside it, which are fucking robots. They're basically injecting injecting robots into you, right?
Yeah.
Right, and they're the nano gel. Yeah. Like somebody sent me a really good video of a doctor breaking it down, but then I actually looked into what she said and I did research. I'm still researching it and I'm trying to just get it down to a way where I can just explain it and make a twig. I'm trying to get my little mini movies that I do maybe down to 5 to 7 minutes, so they're short and they're easy to share. But yeah, so the so they have that component too, and they're like, it's an RNA vaccine. So basically, these little nanogels are gonna assemble themselves and reassemble themselves, and then they can do that. And then you have the luciferase, which is basically this light inside the vaccine, where basically they can shine something on you or do look to see if it's basically an under the skin tattoo to see if people have been vaccinated or not. That's creepy as fuck to me.
It's an enzyme used by lightning bugs. It's what lightning bugs use to light themselves up.
So is it just lightning bugs, or they use it from sea animals and stuff too?
Yeah, the term.
Lucid.
Don't think I'm advocating the vaccine, right? But the term Lucifer is kind of misunderstood.
Yeah, it's light.
It really just means light. Yeah, it just means light, light bearer. But
still, why? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
No, I was saying that the mRNA part is what has me kind of tripping, because I'm just like, what? An mRNA is the instructions for your cells to make protein. So if you start making foreign protein, if your cells start making foreign protein, just from what I know, that can set off an autoimmune reaction.
Well, that's what the other vaccines do anyway. The regular vaccines do that. I'm not advocating it, so I'm like, it's no. I mean, if you just want to talk the regular vaccines, the old vaccines, those are bad enough. So who fucking knows what's in this vaccine? you know, and the patent number is 060606 in 2020.
Yeah.
I was like, are you serious, dude? Like, I mean, I'm not saying are you serious, but you gotta like wonder, you know, too, when they do stuff like that, like how much of a coincidence are things before it becomes a coincidence? You know, you see Melinda Gates, you know, wearing an upside down cross. I used to think that was silly, but now I just it's too much. It's too much for me. You know?
Yeah, they're just trying to wear us down. They're just trying to break our will, and you know, cause like the people that know and want different, they're trying to break us down. Cause like, you know, we're the only ones standing in their way.
Yeah.
The other people are asleep, and the other people are complicit. So they're trying to break us down because we're the enemy. But you know, I guess we just got to stay strong and you know fight when it's time to fight. Because you know, honestly, these people are cowards. You know, that's why they have to separate us.
Yeah.
Because you know they want to make us feel alone, and you know that's why they have to, you know, isolate us and attack us individually so they can try to make an example. But you know, if we stand together, we'll be stronger.
Well, I think that's why, you know, honestly, you're preaching to the choir for sure, but that's why I started the podcast and stuff, because I wanted to connect to other like-minded people, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They try and gaslight you, make you think that you're crazy. You know, the other day, I called my friend for one of my best friends for her birthday, and we were talking about it, and she was like, oh, like, you still refuse to wear a mask? And she said, like, you know, she was not, I mean, I'm not going to argue with her. I barely get to talk to her anyway, but I was just like, they don't work, dude. Why are you wearing something? But I think that people just think that, oh, well, why would the media lie to us? Like it says in the box, it doesn't work. It's like you can get sick, you know. How many people have worn the mask and they got sick anyway? So obviously they don't work. How many people were wearing the mask and somebody around them got sick anyway? Oh, obviously they don't work, right? Do most people even look at the science? Do most people even look at the science of why they work or why they don't work? No, they just listen to what the news tells you. But because I'm a nerd and I actually go to the sources and I look at the science, I look at the studies and stuff. Most people don't read. Most people don't. They use you know, they're just like they want somebody to tell them. And you know, a lot of people, it's not because they're necessarily lazy, but I just think that a lot of people are overwhelmed, especially, you know, I understand with some of my friends that have family and they have kids and they have other stuff going on, and by the time they get home, they don't want to do that. And all they want to do is turn on the TV and just like relax, because they're already like what do you call it? They're already tired and they're already worn out, and they can't like even think. You know, they don't have time to think. They're worn out. They're too tired to think and like make, you know, connections too. So they're just like, okay,
I understand that, but you should still always be on alert just as an adult. You know, you should still be on alert. Like, these people are proving that they're not trustworthy. I don't know why people, you know, I'm talking to people and they're like, why would the government do something like that? I'm like,
yeah, but then a lot of those people don't understand history. I'm sorry. Go on. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, I'm just like these, and these same people don't trust they don't trust the government anyway. You know, these same people think the government, you know, is white supremacist government, and I'm just like, well, you know, why? You know, if you think they're out to get you, then why don't you think they're out to get you in this instance?
I know, but you know what it is? It's like their image, and to me, this is the programming, because their image of white supremacy literally is people riding around in sheets and burning crosses, and physical violence, like shooting them, burning them. They don't understand eugenics. They don't understand the bigger picture. Like the most harmful white supremacists are the ones that are the eugenics, or the ones that pretend to be your friends. Like, they've honestly done the most damage to the black race.
The liberals, the white.
Or just, you know, it's still not all the, I mean, okay, yeah, right now in point, but there've been, you know, there's still like, it's really the globalist and the eugenicist. It's not,
Yeah, I know.
you know what I mean? But it's just that these people that like, like if you think about it, even on a personal level, if you've ever had, a betrayal happen to you, the worst betrayal, the most damage people do to you, the types of friends or the types of betrayal that are the worst are people that have been close to you, been your friends, the one that you let in, the one that you were close to, that knows your secrets, the one that gains your trust, and then they turn on you.
Yeah. So
it's like, that sucks. I mean, so I think in this instance too, it's kind of like the same thing. They trust these people because like, oh, they have Beyonce play, at their events, and they like black people and they smoke weed, and they, like they'll say stuff, right? They'll just be like, oh, Kamala Harris would be like, oh yeah, like weed, ha 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 ha. Or, they'll have some black celebrity play, or they'll have some rapper endorse them. And then people are like, oh yeah, that's cool. If Snoop Dogg likes him, then I like him too. Like, that's how they think. They're so, people are so easy. And I understand your frustration. I mean, it's you just got to save yourself, dude. I'm at this point.
Yeah.
Like, when I was lifting, I was just thinking about one of my friends I know that gave her kid the Gardasil vaccine, and I was pissed because I'm not gonna. They're the parent. They're not. It's not my kids. I'm not gonna. All I can do is tell them what I know. But I was lifting this girl who was 19, and she got cervical cancer, and she had 3 doses of the Gardasil vaccine, and she was starting to wake up because she was just like, I don't understand. And she didn't know she was preaching to the choir. She was telling me, she was like, I don't think these Gardasil vaccines work because I got 3 doses of the cervical cancer vaccine and I still got cervical cancer. And, I've told all my friends, I've told all my family with kids, I've told, like, I just think that my job is to tell people to give them a fair chance. But then if they don't want to, look into the information I give them, if they think I'm crazy, and then that's on them. I can't, there's nothing more that I can do. And it's very painful, I think, because I'm sure you have people that are quote unquote asleep on the other side that you love, but it's just, you have to realize your limitation. And at the end of the day, you're the one that can, you did your part by telling them what you know. At least you try and do it, because it's like you weren't afraid. There's some people too I know that know this information, but they're afraid to tell people because they're afraid that their friends are going to think that they're crazy. At least you're going out there and doing what you do. If they listen to you, if don't listen to you, that's on them. That's on them. That's all you can do.
yeah, true. It's just that I don't want to sound so like gloomy and just negative, but I want to be a doctor, and I don't know where the industry's going to where they're going to start poisoning people, and I think a lot of doctors that are just agreeing to all this, I think they're just as bad.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's sorry, go on.
I'm just saying, to be a doctor, that's a lifelong vocation. It's not just 4 years of medical school.
Yeah.
You still have to do you're still learning. The science is never settled.
Yeah, but they
as
think
long as we're alive, we're still going to be learning about the body and science. And for doctors to just be pushing all sorts of poison on people, that's why people tell me, when I tell people I want to be a doctor, they say, oh, well, we need more black doctors. I'm like, no, the fuck we don't. We need more honest, good-hearted doctors that are going to do their due diligence to heal people. That's what we need. It doesn't matter if you're fucking black, white, yellow, red, or polka dot. I'm tired of all this shit. I'm tired of all this representation nonsense.
Yeah, totally.
You got people that are your same skin color fucking up all the time.
Yep.
You know, I'm just not with that, and I'm tired of this. But
Hey, what kind of doctor do you want to be?
it'd be a pediatrician.
Oh yeah, you told me that. Well, you should probably look into other types of medicine. Like if you go to medical school, you can still choose to be a naturopath. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be like you still be a licensed doctor. You can be a doctor of naturopathy. And then you won't have to push the vaccines and all the other stuff that you don't believe in. You know what I mean? You should look to see what you can couple your medical. Like, have you do you follow Dr. Thomas Cowan? Cowan?
No, I never heard of him.
Look up Dr. Thomas Cowan. He's great, and I think he was an MD, but he's realized that like the just what a sham the medical industry is as far as what they've been taught in school. And he has a YouTube channel, and he interviews other doctors where they talk about this stuff, and it's really great. I think it will inspire you. And
I need to link up with doctors like that. To guide me through navigating my way through this this jungle, because I don't want to say the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Yeah,
and then they blacklist me.
And I have a friend that worked at another hospital in San Antonio, and he actually, because I didn't really know any doctors when I was working, but I knew a lot of nurses and stuff that had some grievances. But I knew my friend knew some doctors. He had been doing it long. He was saying that the doctors know that a lot of this COVID stuff is bullshit, but they're scared to like come out because they don't want to get blacklisted from working. So they were trying to figure out how they can like figure out how to quit, and so they can go somewhere else and get another job, but they don't want to like get blacklisted. But that's how they keep the doctors in line. Like by the time doctors get out of medical school, they're like $500,000 or more, quarter to $500,000 in debt. Then it's like, they don't even make money until later in their career because they're paying off their debt. And then you're also brainwashed to believe that you're smarter than everybody else and nobody can tell you anything. So when you hear something outside of what you've been brainwashed to think, people scoff at it. And all the doctors that I followed that have thought outside the box, they've honestly had some traumatic experience that made them look outside of what they were taught. And they compare it to leaving a gang. And they talk about like the sleep deprivation and the gang stalking, and how, it's, sleep deprivation, that's a form of brainwashing. You can brainwash people if you don't have enough sleep. They can't think. And then I also, that was one thing too, when I was going to these hospitals and going and stuff, I would literally go to places. I mean, I didn't have any nefarious, like plans or anything, but it's like I had a badge, but nobody asked for my badge when I was going to certain places. Right? Like I had, clearance and stuff. And I'm just like, and people are just kind of walking around like in this like state, like either they're on some kind of like amphetamines or caffeine or something to stay awake, or they're, they're taking sleep medication to go to sleep because they're working crazy hours, whether you're a doctor or nurse or wherever you work. These people are not, mentally stable. And they would make the silliest mistakes, like the most elementary mistakes. And the communication between the hospitals was terrible. And you would think that being a place where people's lives get saved, it would be like they would be on their shit, but they weren't. And it wasn't just hospitals. Like I said, I work with about 10 hospitals minimum. Sometimes I go out to other ones, but 10 hospitals. And it was just like, it was ridiculous. And they had no critical thinking skills. They just did what they were told. It was yeah, I'm like, I see why they're the third leading cause of death. God forbid I have an accident and I have to go. I'll just pray that I get, a good doctor that knows what they're doing. But as far as like, health and stuff like that, otherwise, I don't go to doctors anymore. I don't even play that shit. I mean, I don't go to allopaths. I'm trying to say doctors. I don't go to allopaths. I have a naturopath. That's a friend of mine. I have a chiropractor. I have a couple friends that are herbalists, aromatherapists, and a lot of that stuff works. Now, if
It does.
yeah, I don't like now. If I'm like, God forbid, if I'm shot, in a drive-by, I get stabbed by Antifa, a poisonous snake falls in my face. Then yeah, I'm going to like the allopaths. I'm going to the hospital. I'm not going to Babaluka, the medicine woman. Because I think that's where they shine. I think the modern medicine is meant for modern technology, but the other stuff they had a handle on that a while ago. Illnesses and sickness, and they had a handle on that. And I've definitely, with my health issues, I've definitely seen more progress going like with the old-fashioned naturopaths, allopaths, acupuncturists, chiropractors, herbalists, aromatherapists than I've ever had with the allopaths, because all they want to do is just like they want drug you, give you medicine, which leads to more side effects, so you can get more medicine. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not doing that anymore. So
Yeah, those are not side effects, those are effects. Those are not side effects.
Those are effects on the side. Effects on the side. All right, well, let me take some more calls.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, cool. I think so. Bye. All right, guys, 512-481-7464. Sorry, I saw a couple of people calling in. 512-481-7464. I'll be on for another hour and a half. 512-481-7464. Anybody want to call? Who's this? Steve. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good. Is this Steven?
Oh yeah, you remember me? Oh yeah.
Well, kind of. Your name came up. I think you don't live in the U.S., do you?
No, I live in Canada.
Okay. What's up? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, the COVID madness is driving a lot of people insane here.
Yeah. How is it in Canada? What's going on up there?
Well, in my province, I live in Quebec, and yeah, they canceled Christmas here. The Grinch came here this year.
Oh no! Like what are they saying in the news? What are they saying? So how are they canceling Christmas?
We're not allowed to gather with people, essentially. Because initially they said it was okay, and then they said, the cases are too high, and so we can't have Christmas anymore.
Wow, the cases with the tests that give false positives that doesn't even
they get false positive. They don't. It doesn't detect a cultured live virus, synthetic RNA. Yeah, that one.
But everybody and they're not talking about deaths, they're reporting the cases. So everybody's gonna test positive for it then if it's man, it's so frustrating. I mean, do you think people are gonna listen to them though and be like, oh
here it's I don't know, man. Canada is I feel like it's the land of sheep, honestly. So,
oh no. How's your family? Your family's gonna give into it too?
My family, they're on the fence. They're like, well, we don't really know if it's real or not, but let's just be careful, right?
Oh my God.
So
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's fine.
Do you have any immediate family? Are you guys gonna meet together or?
Oh yeah, I mean, I live with my parents, so I mean, it's not too bad,
Dude.
So at least I'm gonna have a few relatives over.
Wow.
And
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
go on.
I feel like this is it's basically our generation's World War II, right?
Wait.
Because
yeah. Mm-hmm. Go on. You said World War II. Okay.
Yeah, World War II. Yeah, because we had in 1945 was the last Great Reset, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we had a Second World War, and so basically now they're talking about. I know James Corbett came out with a video today called Bretton Woods 2.0. And well, I haven't watched it yet, but it's basically this principle, right? Because we're gonna go cashless. That's that's the plan of the technocracy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're gonna go cashless. I read in the U.S. they're making cards for vaccinations to prove that you got the microchip vaccine. And yeah, I know a lot of airlines are saying that they're not going to allow passengers to hop on their planes.
Yeah,
So,
they're already doing that in Argentina. You know that, right?
I'm not really aware of Argentina, to be honest. Like I know they have the world's longest lockdown.
Oh, Argentina does? Well, yeah, and they also have. So in Argentina, you can't get a driver's license. You can't get a passport without your vaccination card. And if you're in, like, say you're out and you do something, you get arrested, the police comes up to you and they can ask you for your vaccination card. And if you don't have it, then they can send you to get vaccinated on the spot.
Wow, man. Yeah, I've noticed lately in the media, they glorify like totalitarian measures. Like they say, oh, look at New Zealand, right? They did like a hard lockdown and now they're free.
Then they'll
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second.
they can see you get back.
Ah, right. Sorry, I'm trying to answer.
It's okay.
I'm trying to answer on another.
It's fine. Yeah.
No. Did you say that one part again? I missed it. Sorry.
I said that in mainstream news outlets, right? Like whether it's Canada, US, or anywhere, I've noticed that they glorify like authoritarian actions, right? Mm-hmm. Like they say, look at New Zealand, right? They had a very strict lockdown and now they're free, right?
Yeah, but they're not free.
Well, they're free in the sense that now they can go to stadiums. People can see relatives. It's the same thing with
yeah, it's funny.
It's the same thing with Melbourne, right? Like Melbourne is not considered free.
But I mean, yeah, but it's like they're not. I mean, they're not. We can do that here too. All we have to do is just not comply.
Yeah, but Melbourne, they did comply, and it's like a gift, right? It's like, oh well, you went with our plans, and now use your freedom, right?
Yeah, but it's social programming basically. Yeah,
it's just like in China, right? China's free essentially, because this is how I see the world events happen, right? Like the technocrats, it's a planned destruction of America, right? Mm-hmm. And the rise of China, the Chinese social credit system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So probably in 10 years from now, we're probably, they're probably gonna say, oh, your credit score, for example, with MasterCard or Visa or whoever, it's not just how you spend your money, but it's gonna be who you vote for, how you vote, who you talk to, like it is in China, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be tied, that's gonna be tied in with your vaccination and your compliance with medical tyranny.
Yeah, and they want to use the vaccine with the Luciferi stuff to see if.
And with the Depop thing, I think the vaccination, it's just a part of it, right? I think what because last time I know you. I know you. We had a little bit of a disagreement on the Trump issue, mm-hmm. right? Because, I know there's a lot of, well-meaning conservative and, patriots that love their culture and their country, right? Mm-hmm. But, but like when we look at historical examples, right, and how the elites like to destroy patriot groups, right, with flypaper projects, like the KKK, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
The KKK wasn't a white supremacist group, the way it became as such was through infiltration by the FBI, right? And people don't know this history, So I fear that Trump is like, basically what the technocracy is doing is to gear people up, for like a war with either the Middle East or China, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that enough of these patriot type of people are gonna go to war. They're gonna go to war and they're gonna get ritually massacred.
Maybe. I mean, you mean the war, war overseas?
That's what I see happening.
War overseas or war in the country? Because I think there's probably going to be
they can go either way, right?
I think it's going to be a civil war here before there's a war.
Yeah, it's what I like to call
overseas.
Okay. I don't know how well you're informed about European history, but have you ever heard of the Dreyfus affair?
No.
Okay, so basically, the Dreyfus affair happened in France, okay, in the late 19th century. Mm. And what happened was there was corruption in France, and they pretty much blamed it on the Jews, right? So they blamed it on the Jews, and that's how the Roman Catholics, took hold of France, right? They installed their new republic. Right.
Okay.
And so that's what I see happening if there will be a civil war in America, I feel it's gonna be some kind of scapegoating, right? I'm not saying it has to be Jews, but they're gonna blame wealthy Jewish financiers like Soros and all these people for financing BLM
but they do that,
right?
But he does do that, that, right?
No, I know. But what I'm saying is that, I feel that it's a misconception that the new world order that's coming is communist. I think it's capitalist because look at who's funding all these groups. I mean, Soros and Bill Gates, all these people, they're not communists. They're capitalists,
Well, I mean, but communism is terrible. But I mean, but the ideology of communism is infiltrating, and it's basically the thing that's getting us to fight within our own country.
The thing is, communism is used by elites to achieve their goals, right? When you look at the Soviet Union, okay, the Soviet Union was capitalist, okay? Their factories were built by Western capitalists. Okay, their weapons were given to them by the American army. They didn't build their economy from scratch. It's the same thing with China. Basically these communists, they're like the hyenas of the capitalists, right? When the capitalists won their technocracy, they release their communist soldiers, right, to loot and destroy cities. And then once they're done, these Antifa boys are gonna go back to their mom's basement, right, and complain about shit on Reddit.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these Antifa people, they're gonna get killed or they're gonna go to rest their lives. Their lives are gonna be ruined. Which
these communists, they are. It is true that they are the ones on the street, but they're not the one. If these communists were actually in charge, they wouldn't be so angry. They wouldn't feel like they're disenfranchised.
Well, I mean,
and we wouldn't have such a huge transfer of wealth, okay? And there wouldn't be automation, if communists were truly the ones taking over, we'd be talking about workers' rights and
But that's how it has been, right? They use communism as a tool.
Yeah.
To
but
destroy.
The end result will not be communism.
Yeah. So I don't think
it's gonna be technocratic capitalism.
Yeah, I agree with
to
that,
the
for
to the
sure.
nth, to the nth degree.
Yeah, I agree with that, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going to have to see.
But
I mean, a lot of this is,
what?
so we're just going to have to see. A lot of it is out of our hands until,
Yeah,
you
yeah, I know.
stuff happens.
Well, it is.
There's a-
Well, yeah. I mean, it is now out of our hands, but it's not also at the same time, right? Like because my idea is that to basically build like a new society, right? To go out in the world, not in the woods, but like even a small city is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
To build something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually very lucky because in Canada it's actually mostly uninhabited, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I live in a big city. I live in Montreal, right? It's one of the biggest cities in Canada. I could just drive like 2 hours, like 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to go too far to escape the technocracy.
But the thing is, they
yeah.
want total control, so they're gonna come after you.
Oh yeah,
Eventually.
Oh yeah, but that's
Eventually,
where,
they're not going to leave you in peace. They're burning.
Oh yeah.
They're burning
that's just the
people.
starting
They're,
point.
these fires that they've started in Australia and in California. They're burning people off of their lands to get them to move into cities.
Oh, yeah.
They want everybody in cities.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm just saying that's just like the starting point, right? Because these people, they also operate on contract, eh? Don't forget that. I mean, if you buy your land, right? If you save up money and you buy land, they can't destroy it if it's actually yours.
Yeah.
Like if it's legally yours, you can take them to court and sue them.
Yeah, but are
We
you
live
gonna have the
under
money?
maritime law.
But you're
We
not.
live under-
Huh? Go on.
we live under maritime law here. It's not as when you actually take the time to study the common law, right? Of which both Canada and the United States operate under, you realize that it's not as authoritarian as most people think it is.
Well, you mean like the law itself is not authoritarian, or the people that are running everything?
The law. I mean.
Oh yeah, the law
it's
is, but then you have
Yeah.
people that just you have psychopaths that just take that over.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's our problem
Yeah.
with a lot of this stuff, Like that's why I even think that communism doesn't work at a certain time, because you're always going to have people that, and this is what the leaders know. You're always going to have people that are
I
really.
think it's easier. I think it's easier to get like mask exemptions and things like that for like stores or gyms. But I think what's going to be tougher is your employer, right? Because employers can fire you for like literally any reason.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna be very, very tough.
Yeah.
Because I mean, not everybody can just afford to move somewhere, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Well, I mean, if this happens,
you
if
guys
this.
are lucky though.
Huh?
Honestly, like you guys in the U.S., you are very lucky. I have to say, because I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the Trump with the pro-Trump ideology, but it's not so much the man per se, but it's the ideas. It's the freedom idea. It's the.
Yeah, I know, and I think to me that's what it's more about too. It's about our country, our constitution, our freedom.
Yeah, it's this idea of community that's embedded in the American idealism that I have to say I do admire.
Wow.
And,
Thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't realize how special it was really until this time in history. I'm sad to say.
Yeah.
Being an adult, and they don't teach us that in school, really.
Yeah.
We're getting to see it in action.
Yeah, because the rest of the world views America as like a bunch of backwater retards that just love carrying guns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I love my guns.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that. I mean, I have a gun, so I understand the First Amendment. I mean, the Second Amendment, the First Amendment too. But
Yeah,
you know,
I know that in
it's
some
funny.
states.
It's funny there
Yeah.
that people that think that, but at the same time, you have people from all over the world trying to get there because they're
Exactly,
trying to
yeah.
get here because
Yeah.
their countries are run over because they didn't have a Second Amendment.
Yeah.
You know, because they didn't have a First Amendment. So it's all they can call us
Exactly,
retards all they want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, like we have protection. We actually had very brilliant
yeah.
forefathers. You know.
I mean, from what I understand, in America right now, like the harshest place with regards to COVID is California, right?
Oh, with the lockdowns, yeah, I heard it's
Yeah.
pretty bad. I heard it's pretty
And
bad.
Oregon too. Oregon too.
Maybe I haven't really been up on Oregon, but I'm originally from California. I'm in Texas now.
Yeah.
I'm originally in California. So,
Yeah, and
I
the
mean, from
freest
California.
states are Florida and South Dakota, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the two states like without any restrictions left, I believe.
Yeah, no, they don't even have a mask order, but people aren't dying in the
Yeah.
streets. You know what I mean? People aren't dying. They're like, you know, oh. And it's, I mean, the hypocrisy just kills me too because it's like, you know, there are people that are saying, oh, people aren't wearing masks at Trump rallies, but then they had all these people, or they're not social distancing at Trump rallies, but then when Biden, you know, was deemed president-elect by the media, wrongfully so, they had all these people that were going out and partying, and they weren't social distancing, and people were rioting and stuff, and they didn't chastise them too, but it's just like the caller before, it's just like, how can you not see the hypocrisy? A lot of these people are just so, I mean, yeah. You say Canada's a land of sheep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel bad
it's
for
okay.
you.
But I mean, yeah, you know I know you were talking with a previous caller about fear and, you know, getting the best of even the most intelligent of people, and it's so true. It's so true. Like, especially from people that should know better. You know?
I know.
Like, you know, the people that would agree with you on the 9/11 stuff, on the Jeffrey Epstein things, and now they believe in COVID. I'm like, why?
Dude, I thought the last people, even some of the people, because I guess I got started in this being like a more of a health freedom activist.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people, so I have a lot of people in the medical industry that are natural doctors that are, you know, that I would think did know about. And it was just, they fell for it like hook, line, and sinker. But I did notice a difference, too, between the people that didn't give a shit. And to me, in that sense, not give a shit, but they knew that it was a hoax, was the difference between terrain theorist and germ theorist.
Yeah.
So, my friends that are terrain theorists
that are skeptical. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that they're probably not as germ theorist as they think they are, you know, if they are.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I have a couple of friends of mine that are germ theorists, and they don't, I mean, they think that it's a real disease, but they just don't think it's that severe. Like,
Yeah. But I mean, if you're a terrain theorist, you can see through that shit.
Obviously,
the first, like day one, I was like, hoax.
But 2020 though has, you know, I'm just gonna end it on this note that 2020 has given me 2020 vision. You know.
Yeah, I had a friend that was like, she was like, I thought I was awake, but I felt like I reached a whole new level of awokeness this year. It's given you a lot to think about.
I didn't even know, like if you take me back to February 2020, I did not even hear about Pasteur and Deschamps. Like, I did not know who these people were. You know? I know, right? That's crucial. I think that should be taught in school, but it's not. Like, I did not know what germ theory was or terrain theory. Like, I did not know any of this shit, and I've been in the truth community for like years now, and I never even heard of this. You know? Because the anti-vaxxers are at the bottom of the totem pole, pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you start talking about this stuff, it's like, huh? Like I had an idea that there was corruption in like in the cancer industry, right? Mm-hmm. Which is like a whole other topic, right? But wait, hold on one second, Steven. I'm gonna answer this call, but I'm gonna leave you on. Don't hang up. I'm just gonna merge. Hold on one second. Yeah. It's just I'm trying to catch this call. Hey, if you just called, just hold on one second, okay?
I'm going to finish up with this next caller, and then I'm going to let you talk, okay? Hello?
Yeah, hey, sorry.
Okay, go on.
So yeah, I mean, I knew there was corruption in the cancer industry, but like I didn't know anything about germ theory or terrain or any or how bacteria worked or any of this stuff. Like, and it's like so insane how, you know, just with months of studying, right, of intensively studying this subject, you could start debating like biologists that have been studying this for like 10 years.
I know. It's kind of funny. Like these people, they're not as smart as they think they are, and I love it. And especially
like you make them feel useless.
Yeah, but you know what? It's their arrogance, though, right? And it's like, you know, and you know, I know that we're programmed to think certain things about each other, no matter what race we are.
Yeah.
But like, you know, here I am, this young-looking black girl. And, you know, I have the gall to, like, dare, like, you know, defy or question the scientists. And a lot of people can't handle it. They, like, flip their shit, you know. But it's funny. I love it. You know?
Yeah.
I love it. But I mean, but this is, you know, it's really sucks. And the more, I'm going to start talking a little bit more about the vaccine and stuff again and other things. But I think what you talk about, too, this is information that lay people should know, and it's public information. And just, you know, you should have the right to know how your body works and what goes into your body. I don't see how it has to be, like, secret and how it has to be exclusively elite information. But, it's interesting, right? Because the biologists aren't taught that stuff. And then they're not even able to make elementary connections. And it's all compartmentalized.
And, before I go, I also had, like, an idea that maybe, you know, because pandemics, by definition, they come and go, right? Like, by their own definition.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I was reading some articles where they're actually discussing climate lockdowns, you know?
Oh, no.
Like, so I'm wondering if COVID will be, like, you know, like, the idea of pandemics and climate change are going to, like, emerge together, you know?
Yeah, that's a really interesting thought. I think that's possible. I can see them doing something like that for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, they can't. I mean, if they're gonna use COVID-19 for like the next 6 years, like people are eventually gonna like question things, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So maybe after like everyone's vaccinated, or what they deem to be a majority, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna come up with something else, you know, just to keep the whole biosecurity thing going.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna die.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I'm sorry,
that too. Yeah.
Some people, if they have to go, they have to go. I mean,
I don't want people to die, but I don't think.
You can't save someone. You can't save someone that doesn't want to be saved, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna maybe I'll play it a little bit later in the evening. But I just got this Project Veritas video, and from CNN, and from the first minute into it, the CNN people are talking about how there was a guy that got that had adverse reacts of like a serious like nerve brain damage, and they're just choosing not to report it. They're like, oh, we're not going to report that. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not going to report that, but you're going to tell everybody to go out and get the vaccine. Okay. All right.
CNN is a fucking joke, man. Do you remember like back in June, like they had that like funny scene where like this I don't know, there was like this black dude, he was reporting and like everything was burning behind him. It's like, oh yeah, it's like a peaceful protest.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like what? It's peaceful. No, I know my head's on fire, but it's peaceful. But Steven, let me let you go and get to this next caller.
Okay,
Thank you so much for calling.
I'm sorry to keep you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I talk a lot too, so it's all right.
Okay.
All right. Would you hang up and then I'll take the next caller. Hello?
Yeah, okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, next caller. What's your name? Hello? I can't hear you. I don't know. Okay, maybe you need to call back. I'm going to hang up because I don't know what's going on. Call back if you can hear me. All right. So, 512-481-7464. Megan Da. I took microbiology 2 semesters. Somebody else is calling. All right. Hello.
Oh, hey, man. So this is somebody different than the other person. Is that all right that I kind of cut in?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's okay. What's your name?
Well, my name is Scott. As far as in the chat, I'm the dude that goes by that paralysis by analysis or whatever.
Okay, what's up? How are you?
Well, I mean, I'm doing okay considering how you've been doing, man. You're in Austin. I ended up living around Austin for a while back in the day, like as far as 10 years ago when you could actually play music gigs and get paid for it.
Are you a musician?
Before the COVID thing hit.
Are you a musician too?
Yeah. And then I ended up actually hearing that one tune you put out. That was pretty cool, man. Like as far as the one talking about the media, as far as the.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna actually relaunch that when this election stuff gets done. But yeah, man, I have some other stuff planned. I was actually up writing some music last night. I was really excited. I feel like if I write music before I go to bed, I sleep better. Have a better sleep. You know, it's interesting.
Well, I mean that sort of reminds me. Like I end up being the same, even though right now I'm mostly like teaching music. You know, you got to keep your edge going by, writing or at least arranging different stuff or whatever. You kind of have to keep that going. And I agree. It like reminds me of, the writer, Charles Bukowski. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Charles Bukowski. What did he write?
Well, I mean, he mostly did like some poetry or whatever. But anyway, like one of the comments he made, like somebody was saying, so how often do you write? And he was just like, man, I don't write every day, but if I don't write something, like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, then I just feel off. I feel sick or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I'm dying inside. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I kind of tried to do the whole thing where, I lived in Taiwan for 2 years, and I was like, I don't want to really be a part of Hollywood anymore. I guess I'll just, I'm like, I had my time. I guess I'll just be like a teacher and travel that and do that. And then after a while, man, I just felt like, I'm like, something's off, dude. I think I know it sounds maybe corny, but I had to realize that I'm a creator. I'm an artist. I like to create stuff. I like to write skits. I'm a musician. And I feel like it's weird too. I feel like even when I do that stuff, even if I'm not directly getting paid, I feel like I get energy and blessings in my life. So I've had to be like, you know what? I've had to really, and in terms of myself, and be like, you know what? I am an artist, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because for a while, I guess I had this idea that maybe it was silly if I didn't, if I had a certain time to make it, quote unquote, in Hollywood, and that didn't happen. And at the time, I was pursuing acting anyway. I wasn't pursuing music, but I was just like, well, if I don't make it, or if I leave my career or whatever, then that's my time. And I tried to have peace with that. And I do have peace with it as far as Hollywood, but as far as creating, I can't stop. I can't stop. I feel like I'll die inside if I do.
Well, it reminds me very much in terms of the importance, and this is a cliche, but it's true, like what you're saying, like reminds me of it, right? It reminds me of, the book Fahrenheit 451, right?
Yeah.
The Bradbury book?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like a big part of, at first on the surface they were saying that they were burning all the books and such because it caused strikes and it caused people to be unhappy. But then later the guy who's like this high up echelon dude finally admits that the main reason why they destroyed the books, because he had a whole bunch of books. This guy in charge who's supposed to destroy a book, he had a whole bunch of them. He was just like, the main reason why we get rid of them is because it causes people to think for themselves and to be independent. And that causes difficult to control them.
Have you seen that movie Equilibrium?
That Equilibrium is good. It's sort of kind of like a compilation of Fahrenheit 451 and 1984. But what I thought was interesting is it brought in the whole medication thing. Before people were really complaining about meds.
Well, you know what the thing is too? They did that in Brave New World though, because they had Soma.
True. You're right. They did.
But it wasn't compulsory though, because people just already accepted it. They accepted the Soma. That was just like their way of life. Oh, Soma, like Soma, you know what I mean? But like in Equilibrium, it was compulsory, but you had to take it. And if you didn't take your medication, then you can get in trouble.
The thing is, though, is don't you kind of feel like Aldous Huxley, because his brother, remember, was UNESCO, right? So his brother was elite, UNESCO's kind of like, up there with the,
Fabian
kind of like the
socialist.
Council for Relations, those kind of dudes,
Yeah.
like they're the elite, Agenda 21 kind of people. And a lot of people try to praise Aldous Huxley, but when you watch that interview he did with Mike Wallace back in the 50s, did you ever watch that?
Yes. And when I first saw it, like way back,
Creepy.
like 10 years ago, well, at first I was like, he's trying to warn us, but I'm like, no. And I was like, that arrogant motherfucker. He fucking knows what he's just like, we're going to do this. And then trying to understand too, like their religious pacts, their, Satanist stuff. If you go down that rabbit hole, they they have to tell you. And that's what he was doing.
That exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah, like I think they're gonna love their servitude, right? He's like they're gonna love their servitude.
Well, you tell me, man. Like it seems like there's a couple of different ways about how it goes. And I gotta admit, man, nowadays if people aren't at least mildly spiritual, I mean, I'm a Christian, but I can at least understand if somebody doesn't want to totally commit to the Christianity. They think, oh, it's been hijacked or whatever. But nevertheless, though, if you're just totally an atheist now, in my opinion, you just have not been paying attention for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
Like, things are very, very potently, at least potently evil. Like, I'm just like, guys,
I know.
This is not evolutionary. This is not survival of the fittest. If this was survival of the fittest, then they would do just enough meanness or whatever to succeed and get by. These guys are doing evil to the point where it's inefficient.
Yeah.
It's
dude, I totally agree.
It's evil. And the thing was going along with what you're talking about. This idea of this evil, where they got to tell you, one, I know part of it's sigil magic, where they either show symbols or they do movies with the pre-programming. And that's part of their ritual. I mean, this is what all these different things say. I don't know if this is definitely what they do, but there sure is a lot of,
No, dude, I think so, because, now it's too much. Like, how many times...
I know.
I talk about, I created this course, and I'm going to start promoting... you can buy it now, but I'm going to start promoting it soon, but basically, in one of the modules, I talk about it, and I don't go deep into the symbolism, but I just found this clip where there's a bunch of celebrities and politicians just covering their one eye. I was like, who does that? It's too much. Like, hundreds of these people. Yeah, but I don't know what the significance is. Is it like a salute to the Illuminati or the secret society? I don't know.
Well,
but do you know?
Well, keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No. Do you know? I'm asking. I don't know. But the point I'm just trying to make, it's too much of a coincidence now to be a coincidence.
Well, the problem with like all of these different, if you go to the secret society route, all this stuff like that, is it's so easy, to suddenly lose credibility when you start going down there, because they've done such a good job of discrediting anything that even mildly hints of conspiracy theory or whatever, even though they talk about it all the time. I mean, it's this cognitive dissonance thing, and I'll definitely talk about, I do know about like the secret society stuff, but am I going to sit there and say, oh yeah, it's definitely the Masons, or it's definitely the Zionists, or it's definitely the Jesuits? I get tired of people saying, oh, it's definitely one group or the other. It's not. They're all kind of like pieces of the puzzle. You know what I mean? They're all kind of fighting for leadership, sort of, kind of. But there's so much evidence to show that they're all involved throughout the years. And none of them look like they're particularly in charge. The reason why people tend to throw the Jews under the bus is because a lot of times, you see a lot of them in banking positions, and you see a lot of them in Hollywood. And so they're really out front. But there's a lot of dudes behind the scenes in terms of, like, especially on the higher end of the government, or especially in the military-industrial complex, that have nothing to do with Judaism, but they nevertheless are still just as evil as far as that. And when I say Jews, I'm talking about synagogue of Satan, because there's a lot of these, I'm starting to feel sorry, there's a lot of these, like, Jews that are perfectly fine. They don't believe in the Talmud. They don't believe in Kabbalah, crazy, creepy worship.
Well, it's
you know what I mean?
It's kind of like the same thing where, like, a lot of black people want to say that all white people are slave masters and evil. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you, man. I mean, as a white person, I gotta admit, though, man, there are a lot of creepy white people. I am actually getting a little tired of this.
But I'm just saying, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be
Like,
fair for me to put you in that category because you're not like that. Just because you're white. That's all I'm saying.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, man, is that there are a lot of creepy white people, and you actually see it almost better as like a white person who's like sort of the outcast kind of person.
Well, because
they treat you more like the Uncle Tom thing. You know how they'll sit there and go, "Oh, you coon," kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's very much how they treat like a white person who doesn't conform.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the whole elite system. Like it's because I come from very much a family that's all, you know, the whole secret society Mason and this, that, and the other, and it's like I don't get along with my dad too well. Like it's one of those things, man.
Well, I mean that's
it's creepy.
That's in different cultures too. You know what I mean? Like every culture has that. Like I've heard, you know, there are black people that say really fucked up shit about white people, but I'm like, you know, they'll say it to me because they think I'm down. You know, like I really literally, you know, when I drove Lyft, I met so many. On one hand, I met a lot of amazing people and have a lot of great stories, and then I met some people that were just crazy, and I met people from all over the world, different socioeconomic backgrounds, you know, different ideologies, and I just talked with a lot of these people. I learned a lot. But I literally had this guy come in my car, and he was like, yeah, just all white people need to die. And I was like, what? He was Mexican or Latino. He was Latino. He looked Mexican, but I mean, I've heard that shit. I've heard that too. I think they're always those.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely, to be honest with you, especially living in Texas and stuff, you probably also saw it over in California. You see, that's one of the things people tend to not talk about, and I can say this because I have a lot of Hispanic students that are awesome, and I have a lot of Hispanic friends. Like, don't get me wrong, once again, it's definitely not, you know, lumping everybody together, but I have dealt with a fuck ton of racism from Latin Americans. Like, these dudes, especially when they think that you can't speak Spanish, they talk so much racist.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, so much of the time.
Totally, yeah.
So much of the time, like when they think you can't speak Spanish, and you're just like, yeah, I fucking understand you, faggot.
Yeah. They're like, oh, aye, like, totally.
I'm just.
But I mean, like every, you know, when I went to Hong Kong, my mom came to visit, and there was this guy, and we were like the only black people on the bus, and there was this guy that he sat in back of us, and he was talking. He was about to talk shit. He was basically saying that we were African. And I turned around, and I'm not fluent in Chinese, but I know some Mandarin, right? And I turned around, and I told him, I was like, woman busher, no, he was like, Tamisher Fajowan, which means like, oh, look at those Africans. And I was like, woman busher, Fajowan, woman sure. He's like, my Warren. So I basically said, we're not Africans, we're Americans. And he like damn near fell off his seat. It was so funny. But then he would start kissing our ass, and he was like, oh.
Off in Mandarin?
Huh? Yeah, oh, well, I mean, I didn't tell him all, but I let him know, like, he could stop right there, because I knew I can probably pick out some of what he was saying. And he, like, damn near, like, fell off his seat. It was so funny. But then, you know, he started kissing our ass. And he was cool. I mean, he ended up being cool. Well, yeah. But I mean, like, I think, you know, part of racism is, like, a defense mechanism for people.
But yes, I was gonna say that, dude. That this sounds real lame, but a lot of it really is this miscommunication.
Yeah.
In the sense that they've gotten us to fight against each other, and then we become paranoid, to where we just assume, oh, well, he must be thinking I'm a dumb white person, or they'd be like, oh, they think I'm a dumb Hispanic or black person, and we just assume that they're hating on us, so we hate them back. Yeah. And then not only that, like, people can sense. Like, you know, you don't have to say anything. They can sense if you feel tense around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And then that puts them on guard. And it's just, you got to wonder. I know this sounds real lame. It sounds like some PBS, like mid-90s, like, you know, special kind of message or whatever. But it's true. You got to wonder how much of racism is just, it's been paranoia that's been trumped up mostly by the powers that be.
Oh, I think most of it is. I would say all of it. Actually, I would say like 99%.
Maybe all of it, yeah.
Because I think that like, dude, even like when I was in Asia, man, like people like they have their own beef with each other, and to us they look relatively the same. But if you call a Chinese
that's right,
person
they
a
are
Korean,
racist to each other. Yeah,
oh my God, they're like, like I tutored this business mogul, and he went on a business trip, and he was Taiwanese, but he would do a lot of business with China, and he was on the plane, and he was mad because the stewardess thought he was Korean, and I was like, come on, dude, you know y'all look alike. Like, we just had, I could tease him like that. I was like, come on, man. And he was like, yeah,
Oh my
they're
God,
white.
that reminds me of, dude, but that reminds me of the Chappelle thing. Remember back in the day?
Yeah.
Where he sits there and he's like, you remember that? Where
Yeah.
he's like, you're the Chinese.
I am
I'm
not.
Korean.
Yeah.
You're the Chinese. He's like, yes, you do, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, but he was like, but he got so mad. He was like, I am not Chinese. You call a person. I guess, you know, when you're around different cultures and stuff, I can tell the difference, you know. But
You can't actually see it. It's like the Chinese seem to have a rounder face, whereas like the Japanese like kind of have a little bit more of a long kind of face.
yeah,
or whatever,
I think so.
like,
Yeah, this is how I say. I think Chinese people have noses like black people, and so do Thai people, and so do like the Southeast Asians. They got like nigga noses, and then like the what do you call it? The Japanese people, they have more straighter features like white people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, like, I can tell.
Well, I mean,
I'm pretty good. Like, I shock people. I'm like, how did you know? But I've been around Asians since I was a kid, and a lot of my friends.
Dude, that's impressive. That's impressive. I wish I could speak any of those Asian dialects because man, those sound like they are hard, especially the be able to write it.
Well, I can't write. I'm learning. I spend time every day practicing
Yeah, but
how to read.
speaking in those sounds like a beat. I hear actually Russian is one of the hardest ones, like as far as languages.
You know what's the hardest language is English.
That's what. They say it's the hardest because there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to say the same kind of word, and in my opinion, that's part of what makes English. Like obviously, I'm biased. That's what makes English the best. In the sense that there's so much nuance to the language.
Yeah, well, but
you know what I mean?
But it's interesting because different languages have different nuances depending on how they express
Sure.
it. So, Chinese has different nuances because of the tones, I think. But their grammar is easy as hell. I love their grammar because they don't have conjugations. They just have a character that you put in the sentence to show okay. So for instance, like. You know, like how you can say, like, I went swimming, I swam, have to learn the conjugations, right, in English. But, so, like, say Chinese, the verb for swimming is yo-yong, right? So you can say, I wo yo-yong, wo zai yo-yong, that means I'm swimming. So you just add zai to yo-yong. If you say, I swam, you would say, wo zai yo-yong le, I swam. Or no, you say, wo yo-yong le.
Kind of word, it's just a slight, like inflection in terms of the sound.
No, you add like another character, and then you don't say "was I." You would say "wo yo yong le." That means I swam, right?
Oh, okay.
Like so, you have like instead of like in Spanish and English and French and German, you have to learn different forms of the verb. You just as long as you know the verb, there's also a character that indicates past, present, future, and you just learn that character, and then you put that character next to the verb. You don't have to learn conjugations.
That's kind of similar. That's kind of similar to things like Hebrew and Greek. It's like I've been looking into that more and more. So when trying to go back and study the Bible, which makes it a lot more interesting because as much as people want to stick up for the King James or the New American Standard, all these translations, they're definitely words where when you go back to the Greek or the Hebrew, you're just like, yeah, it's kind of different. So it's like it's interesting.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, I was kind of on a kick where I was trying to learn a bunch of languages at the same time, but I'm just trying to get solid with Spanish and Mandarin. And I learned a little bit of German when I went to Germany last year, but I'm like, you know what? I really want to get solid because I don't want to be this person that's like, oh, I know a part of this language, but like,
when did you learn your? Was pretty much Mandarin like one of the first foreign languages you learned, or did you learn something before then?
Spanish, and
I learned it. Did you learn it when you were really young?
Yeah, but this is the thing this is another like truther thing. It's bullshit that we've been lied to about languages. They say you learn languages easier when you're younger, but that only reason is that you don't have baggage, and a lot of people. Like what really slows adults down. Because actually, I was a language teacher too. I taught English to children for 1 year, and then I taught the next year to adults. and then I went back to teaching children again. But the thing I learned too is that, you know, when you're an adult, especially if you're an intelligent person in your native language, it really breaks you down to have to go back. You basically have to revert to being a child when you learn a new language. And a lot of people don't want to look foolish or make mistakes and stuff. So it's just, they get really frustrated.
I mean, I can definitely see the argument that technically, even as an adult, you're perfectly capable of learning a foreign language, whatever. But at the same time, though, the physiological argument I would make from the teacher standpoint is why it's so critical to learn so many things, not just reading and not just whatever, but also with music, why it's imperative to teach little kids things like solfege or whatever. You can teach them perfect pitch very, very easily because it uses a lot of the same language processes. And by the time they get to around about 7 or 8, they go through that critical period where their brain goes through what's called neurological pruning. You probably heard about it, right?
Refresh me. It sounds kind of familiar. I don't know. Go on.
Right. I mean, like if you've done the teaching, they've probably thrown this at you. But like around about 7 or 8, your brain goes through neurological pruning, where essentially, if it's not using a certain number of dendrites or whatever connections, it just gets rid of them. And a lot of that has to do with the foreign languages, where especially with music, because music uses a lot of the same functions as languages.
Yeah,
that if you do not use them and you do not exercise them when you're young, you will actually lose a lot of the processing.
Oh, okay. So
the way I learned.
Yeah, I think that's controversial. What do they call it? I think that is controversial too. I think it's not really set in stone, and you basically, but it puts like all of that stuff that you learn into like on rest or whatever. You can still regrow your brain. The brain is plastic, so you can still regrow those neural pathways.
Well, I can see what you're saying about. Well, I can see what you're talking about neurogenesis, but where I come from in terms of arguing that I do agree with that is I've taught all the age groups, right, all the way from 5 up to of course like college students or whatever. And I'm here to tell you, little kids are way easier to teach most of these things. Don't get me wrong. If the kid already has a good foundation in pitch and rhythm and all these things like that, well, then obviously an older kid's easier to teach because they have a grasp on abstract concepts. But teaching a little kid perfect pitch and all these other kind of concepts and just how to sing properly or whatever is so much easier than teaching them.
Do you think it's because they're more open?
The mental aspects that little kids respond to.
I'm sorry.
But they also aren't as anxiety-ridden.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like that, they don't have baggage, they're not anxiety-ridden. They're more open.
Right.
They're more open.
Right.
But
little kids aren't afraid. They haven't been taught to be afraid of anything.
Yes, exactly. It's the fear and the baggage, I think, that makes adults. But I hate this whole like idea that we have in society where people are just like, oh, I'm old, I can't learn.
Well, I agree with that. I agree that you can still learn new stuff. But I don't like the people that just don't even try. I'm like, no, you can still learn stuff. It just may be a little harder, but.
Or it may not, because I mean, like I'm saying, I've had the experience teaching adults where if they had I had this guy that was a doctor and he wanted to learn English and he like just fucking skyrocketed, but he was like, I want to learn English because I need to get better. I need to get jobs too. If you have a purpose behind trying to learn something too, that makes it easier for you to learn. What do they like a cost or something,
Well, maybe there's just like if you can approach it from a certain way, then it's just as effective than if you teach them the younger way. But I don't know, man. The teaching thing is nutty. Have you ever thought about teaching kind of combining like teaching the music or whatever, or like I don't think I'm teaching the languages? You're probably pretty good at that.
I'm not good at teaching music. I don't think I'd be good at it. There's still like more. Like, I play a lot of stuff by ear. I used to be able to read because my first instrument was a flute. I don't have a structure, and I'm actually working on that. I'm going to start taking... I mean, I can play guitar, but I don't know my way... I can play the songs that I write, but I don't know my way around the guitar, like to do scales and, like arpeggios and chords and all that stuff. You know, like a lot
Well,
of the
actually,
music that I've learned. I can write, like all the stuff I wrote it by ear, and I use MIDI, and I like input it and play the piano. I can play a little bit of piano, but I couldn't teach that stuff right now. I couldn't teach it to anybody.
Well, I understand, man. Well, I guess
I'm getting lessons. You know?
Say what?
I said, I'm getting lessons on that stuff. I can't teach it, right? I can teach it.
Well, I mean, you know, like, you know, as far as from here or whatever, I don't know, man.
I didn't teach
think that's
singing
the
either.
biggest
I can.
problem with classical musicians.
Huh?
With classical musicians, because I've done both routes, the classical and, you know, from like the jazz or whatever, and so both of them do the oral and the written or whatever. The problem with the classical guys, like, okay, yeah, they may have a lot of solid, you know, understanding of theory and composition, but they're way too reliant on the
Yes,
notes.
you're right. I knew you were going to say that.
In their head.
They're like technicians.
Yeah.
They're
well,
technicians,
they're just robots.
yeah.
Like they're not very good at writing stuff. Like they can sit there and I can write it.
Yeah, they're
style.
not creative.
Like, that's great. Go ahead and now write your own thing, and they have no idea how to do
They're
it.
left brain. They're super left brain. They're not. But the thing is, if I have an idea for a really good piano piece, and I'd probably hire a more classical pianist to play it. I can maybe play it a little bit, but if I want it to be like solid, I will fucking hire a classical piano. You know, to play it. It's
well, the one argument.
Me,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Oh no, that's it.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say, like the one argument I will stay by that I do get a little tired of hearing it, like from you know, because like just to sit here and I mean, this is not just bragging; it's also to show that I've got my credentials. Like I've got published arrangements. Like I know how to arrange, right? I know how to write music, and like and the thing is you always get these people that will sit there when you're especially if you're teaching music theory, and they'll make this argument about, and I know this is not what you're saying. I'm saying a lot of people will, and they'll go, well, you know, I just feel it, and I don't need to go by the theory, whatever. And I'm like, in all truth, just like good writing, 85% of it is literally just theory, form, and structure. And then 15% of it is actually the emotional aspect, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they go, "Oh, that's not true." And you're like,
"It's like grammar. It's like learning a grammar."
If you understand contrary motion, then you've already got a good melodic line versus the bass line. If you end up understanding, like as far as how to do the 4-part harmony, then you're going to know how to end up doing the intervoicings, where it's going to sound tasty. You're going to know the chord progressions that work. If you want a certain sound, like you want it to sound depressing or happy or anxiety-ridden, be like, hey, I want to add some anxiety. Boom, I'm going to throw in a diminished chord right here. Yeah. And then, hey, I want to go into a different modulation. It totally changed moods. Mm-hmm. Boom, I'm going to go into a dissonant-related chromatic medium. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's just...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm nerding now. Well, anyway.
I know.
Anyway, last point I want to make, because I could talk forever, and I know you got to go do your thing, is I think you've mentioned, or at least I heard a caller of you mention before, and, you know, like this is just rehashing what everybody's talked about a million times, is that the things happening right now are so retarded. They're so retardedly obvious, like the math. They give us all the information that they don't work. You know, and they give us, like, even the dude who stepped down from Pfizer admitted that if you are asymptomatic, you won't spread the virus, and yet they continue to push that lie, and just so on and so forth. Everything that you've covered and so many people have covered, that they know that we know. And that's how cognitive dissonance works. That's how mind control works. Not just MK Ultra, any kind of mind control. They even do it in the military. My dad would talk about that. He was Special Forces. They force you to believe something that you know is ridiculous, and that's one of the many ways they break. 2
+ 2 is 4. Bertrand Russell. We're gonna make them believe that snow is black. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't know, man. So guys, just no matter what they do, man, like it's like Cool Hand Luke. If you've ever seen that movie's awesome.
No, I haven't.
Where they just
is that Paul Newman?
They have
Is that Paul Newman?
Huh?
Is that Paul Newman?
Yeah. Where they have them dig a hole and then fill in the hole and dig a hole and fill in the hole. And they just try to.
Oh yes, and they try and and he eats the Twinkies, right? And he they never. Is that the one? Like they never could take away his happiness, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he just always found a way. Like, and then they think that they broke him, and then of course he escapes. You know, because it's in a prison.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
like,
saw like that. I did see that. He eats like the Twinkies. Is that what he was all the Twinkies? And he's like, oh, it's Twinkies.
Well, it's not Twinkies. It's like it's something else. But I mean, if you haven't, you probably have seen it.
Yeah, I think I did see it. It was a long time ago. Yeah. Basically,
well,
it was in a prison.
The egg contest where he's
eggs, right? It was
he's
eggs.
like, you know what? I'll eat 50 eggs. And he's like, well, 50 eggs. Yeah. But it's just he's the mentality that we should have, where it's like, dude, what can they take away? They take away our life. Okay.
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna
don't
watch
put so
that
much stuff
again.
in your life.
I saw that years ago. You're right. I did see it, but I saw it years ago. I can't remember the name of that movie.
If you haven't seen it recently, that movie's so good. Cool Hand Luke, dude. It's so good. We should be fucking Cool Hand Luke, man.
Oh man, I think I might watch them and then be inspired to make a video on that. So now I'm like, oh.
If anything, I just want to be like Paul Newman, man. He's so damn cool, man.
He makes salad dressing and everything. I love it. Yeah. All right, All right, dude.
That's right. He's a rebellious prisoner on one side, and then the other side he makes salad dressing.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let me get to the next call.
Well, you're awesome. I'll let you go. I'll talk to you. You're off enough.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a nice night.
All right, man. Well, you take it easy. You keep up.
Oh shit! Oh my! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god! I did not mean to hang up on you like that. Hello? Hello? Who is this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hang up on you. I was getting ready and I was like, oops. All right, let me do a promo real fast before I take the next call. I'm doing promos now. I'm being serious. I'm getting serious. All right, guys. If you would like to be a sponsor, I'm actually giving I have tiers now for Subscribe Star. I will send you a digital meme of the Conspiracy Realist if you're at 5, and if you're at 10, I will send 2 digital memes. If you become a $20 a month subscriber, I will give you the first module from the Conspiracy Realist course. If you become a Truth Warrior, I will give you the first and the second, or 2 modules. And then the third subscriber tier, I will give you 3 modules. And then if you get to the last one, I will give you the whole course, which is over 11 hours of conspiracy realism in your face. And it's pretty much the same thing on Patreon. So I know there are people that have preferences whether Subscribe Star or not. But let me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick potty break, but I'm going to play a clip for you guys. And I hope you like it. All right. Oh, shit. Wait. I hope you like this one. It's a feel-good clip. So, hold on. Let's move it over a little bit. All right. I will be right back.
What's up, man? How's it going? Have you gotten your stimulus check yet?
Excuse me?
Have you gotten your stimulus check yet?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
I don't get one.
Why?
I was in the military. I got other things that was going on.
Oh.
I have that, so what's up?
Oh, I'm just,
I don't have none of that.
yeah, I'm actually just going and giving it to people that haven't gotten it yet. That's 1,200. Count it up just to make sure, though.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't get no money. I don't get no money.
Yes, you do. It's right there.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. No problem, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. That's it's all yours.
You serious?
Yeah, absolutely. What's up, man?
Who are you, bro?
I'm nobody.
You are. You're
I'm just
somebody.
No, I'm just doing my job. What's your name, by the way?
What's your job?
What's your name?
Cox.
Cox?
Gary Cox.
Gary Cox. My name's Juan.
How you doing, Juan?
Good. Well,
I'm totally. I never had anybody
Hey man, I have to leave you now, but that's all yours, and I hope you appreciate it. I don't know. Just trying to help a brother out.
No problem.
I'll see you around.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All
Have a
right.
good day.
You too.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to That Was Epic. Today we're going to be giving people stimulus checks that haven't received them already. Hey. Have you gotten your stimulus check yet?
I have not.
No? Why?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's just millions of people that are in line to get it. But just in case you don't get it, here's the 1200.
You being for real right now?
Yes.
For real, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's your name again?
Tess.
Tess?
Yes.
Hi. My name's Juan.
Hi. Oh my god.
This is a nice board.
Thank you.
I used to ride Baker.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really skate anymore, but yeah.
You're being like serious right now?
Oh yeah.
Like serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate
Have a
you.
really good day.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. I was literally waiting for my money to transfer so I could get money out.
Really? Well, there you go.
Thank you so much.
I hope you have a good day, Tess.
You too.
What's up, bro? Hey, have you gotten your stimulus check?
What's that?
Have you gotten your stimulus check? You haven't? Do you know why? Really? Huh. Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure you hadn't gotten yours yet. 1200. They're giving away 1200, right? Yeah, there it is.
So?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really want to, like, flash it out, so here, put it in your pocket.
Why is that, man?
Because you haven't gotten yours yet.
I just feel bad because I don't know if you need it, you know what I mean, or somebody else needs it.
Oh, no, I've already gotten mine. Yeah, I got mine. I'm cool.
Well, can I pay it forward to somebody else, too?
I mean, sure, it's your stimulus check. You can do whatever you want with it. I'm just making sure you get it.
Are you sure, man?
Yeah, man.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, no problem. I appreciate you. What's your name?
Angel, man.
Angel.
Thank you.
My name's Juan. Nice to meet
I
you.
appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Have a nice run.
All right, guys. I'm back. Did you just love potty breaks? All right. I'll take next caller. I'll stay on for another hour. I'm ready to go. Where is the Skype? Where did the Skype go? 512-481-7464. Oh, shoot. It's at the top of the chat, y'all. It's at the top of the chat. You know what I'm doing? Did I? Oh, maybe I need to repin it. Here we go. 512-481-7464. What do you guys want to talk about? Nobody's calling me to yell at me about the blackface. I was expecting people to call me and be like, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You're a terrible person. You're going to burn in hell. Is anybody going to, like, call me and go off at me? I want to have some fun. Nobody does that. Oh, you were calling. Whoever called. I didn't hang up on you that time. Call back. Call back. Nobody's like, you shouldn't have done that to Candace. She's crying on a pile of her $12 million. I'm going to do some more blackface, by the way. That was fun. I want to do more skits. Because I like to laugh, and I like to make people laugh. I'm gonna do more blackface, by the way. I don't know what happened. Somebody called me and then I tried to answer it and then it just hung up. Exactly. Laughter is like medicine. It was chocolate face. It wasn't blackface. I have a confession to make. How do we give you money? Did you wish you could reach through the screen and just be like, you become a patron? I left, let me see, the link should be in the description, yeah. So at the top of the description is, I left the links that I use. Oh, I need to show one more clip. I wanted to show the beginning of Project Veritas. So maybe while I'm waiting for the next caller, I'll do that. Oh, somebody's calling. Okay. Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, is this Johnny or wait, Johnny?
Yes, it is. Amen.
How are you?
All right. Have you been watching what Trump was talking about when he? I know his tweet was deleted, but he's talking about enacting martial law.
Oh no! Good thing I have a gun.
Oh, you missed that. You missed that.
Why is he going to enact martial law?
He's talking about if Biden can prove he got 80 million votes, prove it. But if not, he wants to enact martial law and have all this investigated outside of the deep swamp crap that's going on.
So, I mean, how will that affect us? I don't understand. He's going to enact martial law?
Well, if he enacts martial law, we lose all of our constitutional rights.
Yeah. Okay. But so, I mean, like, are we going to have curfew? Are we going to, like, I don't understand. Do you say, are we not allowed to go? Or we have to stay inside?
Happens,
like, what's going to go on? What's going to happen?
If this happens, it will be like the military all over every city and wherever in the United States. It's like, what, because we lose our constitutional rights under martial law. So, I mean, yeah, if you haven't been watching, it's like, if this happens, it's like, what is going on? And I said this before, it's like, you never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
So if this happens, my God, we lose all our constitutional rights. You could have anybody come into your house and just take over whatever because it's martial law.
Oh, that's scary.
Amen. I mean, I don't understand what's going on, but yeah. And then did you see? And I know you don't watch a lot of the information going out there, but did you see the? I believe it was in Georgia, the ballot that came out from under the table.
No.
Oh my God, it's out.
I know. I'm catching up this weekend. There's some stuff I need to catch up with, but yeah. So just tell me, though. Tell me.
They like sent everybody home, and they had it on some kind of closed circuit TV. All these four people were, after they sent everybody home, they pulled out all these boxes of ballots and decided to count them while nobody was watching. And it's like, I can't believe this.
Well, how did they get caught? How did they get caught?
Oh, it was on closed circuit TV.
Oh, so somebody got it on video?
Yeah, it's all on video, and it's like,
what?
It's like, yeah, what? Amen.
Did you send it to me? Did you send it to me?
It's all over. It's just all over on YouTube, and it's like, you're telling me that they sent everybody home, we're going to stop counting, and they covered up all the other tables, but all of a sudden, they pull out, 4, 5, 6, 8 boxes of ballots that they kept on counting. It's like, what's going on here?
Dang, this is just getting ridiculous. Like, I know it's getting scary and crazy and freaky, but you also just have to laugh because you're just like, I think I need to do more blackface.
Well, amen, girl, amen.
No, I'm just
love it.
saying. I'm just like,
You know,
I don't know.
I always send you a bunch of emails. Did you ever check out some of the stuff I sent you?
I did. Some of the stuff I already saw. So if I don't reply, it's because you know, I'm like, oh, I saw. I just get a lot, so I can't.
Give me a thumbs up that lets you know that you at least saw them, because it's like, man, some of this stuff is pretty important.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of emails. I'm like, I'm even considering I might just answer personal emails for patrons now, because it's. I open up my email inbox and it's very overwhelming. So I can't always, you know, I try, but the more and more, it's just, you know, it gets a lot. So if I talk about it in the video, it's probably because I saw it or you send it to me or whatever. But yeah.
Amen. All right. You know, I'll tell you something. I don't know what's going on 100%. I don't know if Trump's on our side or if he's just being played with the deep state. It might all be that way, but it's like, holy moly, it's like, what the fuck happened to our country?
Dude, I know.
It's like, it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
And it's all coming down, and I was the one who sent you the mask thing tonight. It's like, you're not gonna take my money for the stuff I'm buying here. Oh no, you gotta wear a mask this way. And it's like, well, I'm wearing a mask. It's like, I can't breathe in a mask.
Oh yeah, I know that was you. I know that was you. Yeah. So tell me what happened. They made you tighten it up, or you didn't have it on your nose, or what happened?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, I walked into a store, you know, a deli. It's like, I'm going to buy some food, buy some liquor. I love Hennessy. And it's like, really? It's like, really? You know, it's like, okay, you have to wear a mask this way. It's like, okay, I pulled my mask up, you know, and I sent you a picture one time in an email. This is the way I wear my mask. And it's like, it's okay at work. Oh, I don't care about where you work. It's like, you gotta go out and put a mask on. It's like, what? It's like, I'm wearing a mask already. It's like, what's your problem? I put it up over my nose, over my face. It's like, oh no. It's like the mask Nazi. It's like, are you kidding me? I just walked out. It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy your food. Fuck you. It's like, I'm just going to go and just go get something somewhere else. It's like, okay. I just couldn't believe it. I was amazed. I even tipped the deli people that they underpay a couple of bucks to do, you know, thanks for coming to work. You know, you're doing this and that. It's like, I don't know what this guy had on his mind, but I was just unbelievable. It's like, really? I'll never go back there again.
Do you think, I'm kind of making a note of the people that are being really Nazi-esque about the mask thing as well. I'm trying to think. Anyway, I think that, what was I going to say? Do you think that people are becoming more, what's the word? More, like, harsh about it, or more, sorry, do you think it's being worse? Are people trying to enforce it harder now, or do you think it's getting better?
I just believe that they're becoming, you know, I walk in and buy my cigarettes at a gas station up the road, no mask, ever. I walk in and buy a half pint of Hennessy at the liquor store, no mask, ever. And it's like, this just one little place that decides they want to enforce the mask rule. And when I walked in, I was putting my mask on my glasses. I sent you an email, a picture of that. And it's like, well, that ain't good enough. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, I wear this at work, you know, and unfortunately, fortunately, I work for the post office. I can still work. But it's like, nobody fucks with me anywhere. It's like, you're fucking with me? Really? I just couldn't fucking believe it. It's like unbelievable what the fuck is going on in this country. It's like, you have to do this, you have to wear, and the only
You
other
can't
time...
have Christmas. You have Christmas. You can't have Christmas.
Yeah, we can't even have Christmas. Don't get together. Don't spend your time with the ones you love. Stay home. Wear a mask in your house. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, too, because it's like, there's this neighbor, I adore her and her daughter. They're the nicest people. She's super sweet. And at first, they weren't wearing a mask, and they were wearing a mask, and now they weren't wearing a mask, and they're wearing, and then this is like, I dropped something off at their house the other day, like I gave her daughter like a little present for her birthday, and her daughter comes to the door wearing a mask, and now, like, I'm not wearing a mask, and I feel like because I'm not wearing a mask, they're, like, looking at me like I'm all weird, and they're scared, and they're, like, walking away a little bit now. They're friendly, but they're just like, oh. I'm just like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck happened to our world?
Yeah.
It has changed so fast in so little time. It's like they just want to control everything. And I did type in, I don't know if you know this, but in the last year, 25, almost, I think it's like 23% of our currency that is in circulation has been printed in the last year. And what that's telling me is that we're going into a hyperinflation situation. I already see it. You know, it's like a pound of hamburger, ground beef, is $8 a pound.
Oh, wow.
How can that be?
Wow.
Think about that. Think
Yeah.
about it. I know you don't eat hamburger.
I do. I eat hamburger.
Do you? Oh,
Yeah.
amen. But it's like, how can what used to be, you know, $1.50, $2 a pound, and before this was $4 a pound, and now it's $8 a pound. And even me, you know, I don't, you know, I just go out and buy some lunch stuff for my lunches at work. It's like everything doubled in price. It's like, what is going on? Thank God I'm working. Girl,
Wow.
I'll send you some money. Hey, everybody out there, send this girl some cash, because if you don't use cash and it's all credit cards or debit cards, it's like that's what they want. They want everything on a card. It's like, use cash, because if you keep using cash, they can't take it away.
Yeah. I mean, I don't use cash as much as I should. I used to use cash more, but right now, especially since things are tight.
You know, you know, and I know you're not working, so you don't get a paycheck, but God bless you, man. Everybody out there, if you get a paycheck, use some of it for cash. Keep the currency flowing, because if you get into this card digital currency, they're going to take it away from you. I saw a video of a Chinese guy in China, and he wasn't working up to par, and they fired him, and they took away everything he could ever. He had nothing.
That's the plan. Yeah, they want to get us on digital currency so they can just basically control us, to get us to comply. It's like, have you ever seen that episode? Have you ever seen that show Black Mirror?
No, what's that about?
Have you ever seen the Twilight Zone, the Rod Serling series?
Oh yeah, I saw the Twilight Zone.
So if you like the Twilight Zone, I think you would like Black Mirror. I think, Johnny, it's the best. It's the closest thing that anybody has come to writing something as good as the Twilight Zone. I swear my hair looks. I'm looking at my hair, it's all sticking up. It looks better up close. Now my hair looks all freaky. Anyway, so they have this episode where it's about the social credit system, and basically everybody is very fake to each other because on their social credit system, and it's all dependent on, you know, how you treat people and how nice you are to people, and every person you come in contact with, you rate that person. And anyway, long story short, that's pretty much what China is. It's not even just cash and your job. It's like, you know, like your library. If you're like, you know, bring your library books in not on time, then that's going to affect your social score. And, you know, that would that would make the difference between you getting a place to live or not. It's crazy. And I'm not kidding about, that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but like for instance, your library score, you know, it really is like they'll tie in your library card, you know, whether you were nice to somebody or not, if you have a judgment against you, like all these things, you have to be in line. And if you ever watch the Aaron Russo interview, like old school InfoWars Aaron Russo interview, he was talking about, he was hanging out with Rockefeller and they basically want to tie everything to a chip. And then people get chipped,
Exactly.
and then they'll just turn off your chip if you're not complying. So you can't have access.
Right.
And you pay for everything with the money. And they're
Right.
already doing this in like Spain. But this is how they're doing it. They're doing beta testing because they'll be like, oh, this bar in Spain will let you get free drinks if you volunteer to get chipped. So you just go in and get chipped and you pay with your chip. Or there's certain tech companies that are offering benefits to people that get chipped in their company. And they open the doors and stuff with their chip. And I'm just
they
like,
have
oh my God.
everybody on the social media technology system, and that's actually, you know, and we're talking here on it. That is the biggest problem ever. It's just unfortunate that they can control us, they can watch us, they can see, you know, where you're going, what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You make a statement on some blog, and you know, are you good or are you bad or whatever, and they can track you. And then with all this 5G coming out, and this is the biggest thing, they can track the shit out of you on 5G.
Yeah, I know.
And when you want to turn it up, and I agree with you, sister, it's like, you know, this new vaccine, it's like it has some fucking nanobots in it, and if they want to turn it up, they can just kill you. It's like,
Yeah,
it's over.
exactly. Exactly. Like, she's
You know?
spreading conspiracy theories online. Like, you know.
Yeah, conspiracy theory. This is real shit.
Yeah.
This is where.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, people like us.
I have a question about Trump. It's like, I love the guy, but is he really on our side? Is this not a big psyop to push this shit forward? It's like, you know, it's like, oh my God, it's like, you know, he put through this, you know, find a cure for this shit. It's like, there ain't no cure, you and me know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
He didn't have COVID.
You know,
He didn't have COVID. I don't believe he even had COVID. I don't know. I mean, we
I
only.
have to question everything that's going on right now, and it's like, what is going on, and why is it happening so fast, and where are we going? And even if he does get in, you know, there's a small little sliver that he might be reelected, but this guy is big money guy, you know, and it's like, you know, do we really trust him? You know, God, you know, he's better than Joe Biden, but that's the problem. It's like they keep on putting up the worst of the worst to say, who do you want to lead you? And it's like, really? I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like had Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton gotten in, we would have been in a worse situation. I mean, I still stand on the fact this is a war. We're in a war, and there has to be one side. There are two different sides to a war. So if he was on the same side as them, then there wouldn't be like a war within the deep state. It's a war within our country. It's a war within all the departments, all the governments. You know, it's a push and a pull. You know,
Well,
why didn't they just let Biden get in anyway?
What it should be is we, the American people, we got the fucking balls. We, the American people, say enough's enough, and we're going to get rid of all of you, just all of you, you know. And it's like, I just can't, you know, I just can't believe what's going on. But if you look at the videos about the Georgia, the latest stuff, Epoch Times or whoever put out some videos of this blatant election fraud. And the Secretary of State, I believe, in Georgia says, "Oh no, it's okay, you know, everything's good." It's like, shut the fuck up! Are you kidding me? It's like, this can't be real. It's like, if you're saying this is okay, something's definitely wrong. And it's like, we the people, and I believe that's where they want to get us to. You know, I don't understand it. But it's like, my God, girl, and I know you got guns, and I got more guns than you.
Yeah, you do, I'm sure.
If it really comes down to where you're going to push us into a corner, we're going to fight like rabid dogs. You have no clue what's coming down.
Yeah.
And even the military, it's like, you know, really? How much of these military are going to stand behind what their orders are compared to what is really right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I hope it doesn't get to that point, but that will be interesting to see. But like the guy, what's his name? Steven said earlier, you know, what is going to happen? What am I trying to say? You know, yeah, I mean, we're lucky that we still have our guns. And they've been trying to get us to give up our guns because they know they've been trying to take this over. But I don't understand. So I have to check into the martial laws thing. Yeah, that sounds very scary, and I definitely don't agree with that.
Yeah, they actually deleted his tweet, but I forget what site it was on. They did post it before they deleted it. I can't remember. I'll actually send it to you in an email if I find it. But man, I'll tell you, there is some shit going down, and if you know, if it does become martial law, we lose all our rights.
Yeah,
that's the problem, and I don't want to see it go that far. But if it has to, amen. But I'll tell you something, man. I'll tell you, you know, join up with a militia. You know, you're always on my side. You know, you can always come up here in Milwaukee and we'll have a good time, man. We'll fight them. I don't give a shit.
I'm kind of liking Texas, though. I was telling somebody that the other day. I really love Texas way more than I thought I would.
Nah, it's okay. Texas is a little too hot for me, but
I'm a Southern girl. Look at I'm a brownie, so I got I like the heat.
My sister before she died lived in Floresville, and all my family's, you know, her family's down in Floresville, Texas, and God bless her. You don't do the Apex no more. What's up with that?
I finished one bottle, and I've just really been drinking water, and I've been cutting down grains, and I've been great. And I know it's very expensive, but I have one. I have one for emergencies. So
save it for if you start feeling crappy, because I'll tell you something.
Yeah. I finished one, and then I have another one. I'm saving the other one for emergencies because it's just it's very valuable. Yeah, it's very valuable water. So I'm only gonna use it if I have to.
The shelf life on it's more than 20 years. That's when he finally discovered everything. Save it for that. I'll send you some more, and believe me, if you start feeling, you know, a good friend of mine got the COVID, and I was like, really? You know, we worked together, and I laughed because it's like, well, we should have all been quarantined.
Yeah, right. We should have all been dead in the streets by now, right?
Say what?
I said we should have all been dead in the streets by now. Oh, hey, Johnny, let me let you go. I'm going to take this other caller.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, love you.
Bye. I'm trying to... Hello?
Hey, third time's right.
Hey, third time's a charm. How are you? Is this Denise?
Oh, whoa, I thought I turned it down. I turned it up. Hold on, let me turn it down. Sorry.
Is this Denise?
It's better. Yeah, this is Denise. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So, I have a couple of things here.
Okay.
Number one, Johnny Carson, Barbara Walters, Oprah Winfrey, Saturday Night Live, they all asked Donald Trump, you're going to be president? You're going to run for president? Way back in the day. They've been asking him about this a long time. He's like, no, only, and then he finally said, only if he gets bad enough. And finally got bad enough. He used to be a Democrat, now he's a Republican. He knows the inside scoop, okay? He knew stuff was going on. That's why he became a Republican. Number three, he's not a politician. He's a businessman. That's why we voted for him. I'm a veteran. A lot of us veterans feel the same way. He loves us. He gave us Mission Act and everything else, okay? He didn't serve. Don't get me started on that. I don't want to hear it. A lot of people didn't serve back in the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's been great because he isn't a politician and he cannot be bought. Joe Biden has been totally compromised with China and Ukraine. They know it. They've got Joe Biden by the sack. Anyway, he also said that he was talking about Obama, but then he was in reference to Kamala Harris. He was asked a question of whether they, if they, disagreed on anything. He made a statement saying, well, when I was talking to Obama, the same thing. Well, I would just claim I had some kind of disease and just go away. I'm like, whoa, if he's not telling us what's coming up, okay, with the 25th Amendment. But anyway, this thing with the video with the suitcases of ballots being brought out from underneath the table, and the woman with the blonde braids. The blonde braids is going to be important. That's what she is referenced to as far as in this court document, okay? All right, the woman with the blonde braids is the daughter of the woman sitting across from her at the table when she gets handed a USB chip, a USB thumb drive, okay? Guy comes up, blocks the camera's view, then gives a fake yawn and stretch while the daughter, the woman with the blonde braids, the boss, who told everybody to go home, okay, stands up and kind of, malevolently places whatever she had in her hand, the alleged thumb drive, into his pocket. Then he walks away, okay? You can see her looking around, checking out, scoping out. Is anybody looking? Nobody's looking. I mean, it is so obvious that she is making sure that no one is looking, okay? But anyway, they've got this video, and I just came back from, I can neither confirm nor deny whether I just came back from Georgia or not. But anyway, they just came out with, they're going to do the audit. We wanted an audit. Eyes on audit, that's what President Trump wanted. We did not want a recount, we wanted an audit.
Yeah.
And they are going to do the audit now. So, and this woman, the woman with the blonde braids, she's the reason why. So thank God for blonde braids on a black woman. I'm just saying.
She's more distinguishable, you're
because
saying?
the
Yeah.
mayor took out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
But anyway, she couldn't be missed. It was the woman with the blonde braids. The blonde, when it was like, and you're looking for, and it's like, that one. You're not looking for, but of course they didn't say the white woman with the blonde braids. But anyway, they got a big video of it. They did all of that and everything. And that's that video. And I think you said that's the one you hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, it's on, so like Epoch Times says it.
Yeah.
I love them. They're great.
And there was another video that they came out with too, but I forget. But anyway, I just came back from somewhere, and on my way down there, I'm on the thruway, and I go into the rest stop. All right, there was no sign on the doors. There's the wear your mask, be polite thing, But when I went in, I'm walking around, I go to the bathroom, and I walk over to McDonald's, and, you know what, there were signs, no mask, no service. But then their sign at McDonald's said you had to have a cloth face covering. So I pulled my T-shirt up over my nose, right? I got my veteran hat on and everything, all right? Well, she at first said it wasn't good enough. I said, well, your sign there says a cloth covering, and I do believe I have a cloth covering over my face. All right, now, cloth covering is something that is necessary for me to get service, and this disabled veteran standing in front of you that you want to deny service to has a cloth covering, and everybody's standing there looking at me, applauding me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got a cloth covering. Finally, she gives me my hamburger, and I walk away. Well, on the way back, it's no mask, no service, and there's signs everywhere. Hard plastic signs, no mask, no service.
Are you you're in New York, right? You're in New York?
Yeah. I just came back down from South. I'm trying to get out of New York. They do not want to let us go. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's getting pretty nasty up here. But everybody's getting sick of Cuomo winning an Emmy. What? You kill all the old people and you win an Emmy. Then you want
how
to
do you do that?
Here.
How do you win an
Emmy?
Emmy?
What are they really doing? What are they doing?
They're television awards.
They're making New York New York.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I saw that and I was like, is that a joke?
No, it is not. You know what? It's insane. It is the epitome of insanity. I'm going to screw you over so bad you're going to develop Stockholm Syndrome and love my ass.
With his nipple rings.
I'm sorry. I think that.
Yeah.
But I live in New York. Forgive me. We're under a bit of a pressure here. We're under Governor Cuomo. Forgive me. I'll be all right.
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, my family. Half my family's my family's from all over because I got a brother born in Texas. Me and my sister born in Ohio. My other brother born in Georgia. We're military brats. So I'm about to come to Texas. I got to get out of New York.
Yeah, I love Texas. I don't
know
why. It's a spirit here.
Kentucky's starting to go crazy now.
Huh?
There's places in Kentucky that are starting to go crazy now.
You mean as far as having strict lockdown rules?
Yeah, lockdown rules, masks. I think one of the little guys came on the TV and said, stay home. They want to keep us separated. They don't want us talking about the election. They don't want us talking about the fraud. And the way to do it is keep us isolated and keep us separated. That's what this whole thing is all about.
Yeah.
COVID stands for Certificate of Vaccination ID. They've gotten everybody used to saying the COVID virus. It's not the COVID virus. It's the coronavirus. And it's the Certificate of Vaccination ID. It was to be ID 2020, but now they pushed it to 2030 after going and ditching Agenda 21.
Yeah.
You see, if Biden goes through, we'll get Agenda 21. But if Biden doesn't go through, we'll get Agenda 2030. Okay, and the whole thing is with all of this chipping and everything, if you haven't read George Orwell 1984, then you're way behind the times, because they literally want to go to the cashless society and, just like you said, control everything you say or do. You say anything wrong, look at how fast I go into Facebook jail. Look at how fast people get demonetized. Look how quick people get demonetized and cut and fact-checked. They fact-checked the Hodge twins, okay, and said they were wrong. The Hodge twins posted that article, that video of them pulling out the suitcases. They fact-checked them wrong, saying they weren't suitcases of, fake ballots.
Don't believe their lying eyes, right?
Of fake ballots. They were the official cases, but they didn't say anything about them being fake ballots.
Yeah, I mean,
so they're really lying to America, and they're using them. And I do believe that President Trump being there is we wanted him there to do this, to blow the lid off this. We wanted him to drain the swamp. We were tired of what was going on. Yeah. I'm in the military. I'm a veteran. I'm still active in all of this stuff, and they've been cheating for a very long time.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a very long time. You think of all these politicians that have been in office 47 years, and you haven't done a dang thing?
Yeah, I know. And there should be term limits. There should be term limits.
Exactly. And how can there not be term limits? Because they're not voting for them. Hey, they're the ones voting themselves pay raises.
Yeah.
How can that be when they're the public servant?
Yeah, I know. I know. You haven't said a single thing that I really disagree with. You know.
Darn, I'm trying to say something. There ain't nothing.
Say something I disagree with. No, it's just, yeah. I mean, you're just preaching to the choir. I don't know. I mean, I'm a little concerned about the martial law thing.
Yeah.
Check that out.
That concerns me.
I mean, I've been under martial law.
It's going to be the politician. Huh?
I said I've actually been under martial law, but considering this, because I was in the riots when I was a kid, so we had martial law in our city.
When I was in the military, we weren't allowed off. When I was stationed in Orlando, Florida, we weren't allowed off the off military base because it was post-Vietnam era, and they hated us. They stoned us, potatoed us, and everything. So we were on base lockdown all the time, and that was on American soil. And now here I go again. Just when they start liking us, they're going to start hating us again.
Yeah.
But we're ready. We're ready for President Trump to say, you know what? Annie, get your gun. When he says, Annie, get your gun, we're gone.
Yeah, I'm just like, then the martial law thing is in my head. I'm just, now I got to look after this is done and be like, why did he say that? What is he going to do? Why are we,
Well, the thing of it is if this comes out that he won the election by landslide, which is true, because, in Georgia alone, look how many dead people voted. Look how many people that moved voted. Look how many people that don't even live in the state voted.
Yeah,
look how many illegals voted.
Yeah.
When you look at Democrat or Republican, you should be upset. Democrat or Republican, you should be upset.
But everything is so politicized that there are even people that know that they cheated and they don't care.
I know.
Democrats, that's the thing that's just
the Bible says when you go too far, he'll turn you over to your deviant mind.
Yeah.
And I believe part of that is what's going on today. Because you look at all this LGBTQ, and then you heard about the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ is now saying all you businesses, you better have a trans rep, and you better have a gay rep.
What? That's so weird. Why?
Don't look at the NASDAQ new rule.
What?
Don't look at what NASDAQ is calling on businesses.
That is
they got
so
a
weird.
trans rep and a gay rep.
That is so weird.
I know, because you got to look at how small that population is.
Yeah, it's like what, less than 1%? I mean, now it's more, I think, because of the hormones and the xenoestrogens and the vaccines and molestation and I think you can manipulate it, but that's so weird.
I look at what they gave my son, and he developed, he developed man boobs, out of this.
Oh, did he? Was he on Risperdal? Was he on Risperdal?
Yeah.
Was he on Risperdal?
Yeah, and
is he on the class action lawsuit?
He won't get on it. He won't get on it. He's like, no, Mom, I don't even, no. I go, son, you can, you might, I mean, I've been in class action lawsuits and stuff, and, dude, you get $10. You know why? The lawyers get it all.
Yeah, I mean, well, not only that, but they divvy it up to, between the people that were injured, but that were hurt, but, I think that, what was I going to say? I met somebody that was actually in that. That's how I know that there's a class action lawsuit. Well, no. I knew that already because I saw the commercial for the class action lawsuit. But I met this guy, and he actually had, it was crazy. It was at the gym, and he had surgery because we were in the pool, and he had his shirt off, so you couldn't tell at all that he had man boobs. But he was telling me that he did. And I wanted to actually interview him for the channel, but he said that while he was on the lawsuit, he didn't want to make any public appearances because he, I guess they also try and find any reason to kick anybody off the class action lawsuit if they disclose information or say say the wrong thing. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, he was just like, man, just imagine that, look, what that does to your self-esteem, especially as a teenager. You're like a guy who had man boobs. Like, that's terrible. And, you know, and
my son went through hell with it. He went through, I mean, to this day, you know, I mean, he's still issued about it. You know what I'm saying? He's still embarrassed about it. And the minute he gets a little bit overweight, he got run over by a car. Not only that, he got run over by a car when he was 6. So he was in a wheelchair for 6 months. And every 6 months, they had to go in and break his leg to make it grow. Okay, because his right leg kept being so he's got these horrible scars from these Frankenstein bars and these titanium steel rods that he had in his leg. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
So he's got that issue. But I feel so bad for my baby. You know, I love him so much. And I just want to cradle him. But, you know, he's got to be his own guy. And he is. And he's a strong man. He's a good guy. He's got a good job and everything. So I really love him. I'm proud of him.
Oh, my God.
But he has definitely had issues with these things. And that, you know, the fact that he developed that after, you know, having the issue that he had, and he took the medication, and he developed the man boobs, that was just, you know, hell on hell. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel about the pharmaceutical industry. Like, don't even get me started. Even as a teacher, I would see, that was another reason, too, besides working with special ed kids, I would see the medications that they would put these kids on it. And these kids, these psychotropic drugs, okay? And they're 4 years old.
Oh, because of
5 years old. And these psychotropic drugs.
Get him away from the fucking TV for, 5 minutes.
I know, but they're putting these kids, and these kids would bug out and flip out. And I had this one kid, we were watching a Disney movie, and now that I know about subliminal programming and stuff, I wonder if there was something that triggered him in the movie. But he basically got up and just stood there and just turned around and punched this girl in the face. And poor girl, like, she didn't even see it coming. She's just watching the movie, and this kid just, like, punches her in the face. And he was on that stuff. He was on those psychotropic drugs. Like, I didn't see it coming. I would have stopped it, but I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, he's standing up. And then, without warning, he just punches this girl in the face. 5 years old.
I worked in
5 years old.
Yep, I worked in those homes. I worked with those kids as the interpreter. I worked with the developmentally delayed and all of it, you know. And it's like sometimes these people might be 38 years old acting this way, and you don't know why. They got them all drugged up and everything. And it's like,
yeah.
Well, why are you, you know, and it's like, you know, I went from, man, nobody, when I was in school was on drugs. Nobody was taking drugs. Nobody had attitude. You got your butt whipped. You sat in your seat. You did your homework. You came home and you did your school.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
played down the street like, game on.
Dude, yeah. I had this one kid, too, that, like, flipped out, and he got the box of scissors, and he just started throwing scissors at kids, and I had to, like jump on him and hold him down until they got him medication to calm down. But then again, it was probably the medication that was on that was making him act like that. It's so crazy.
Self-control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't know, I mean, these medications, you know, it's like, I take Tegretol XR, extended release. I take carbamazepine for seizures. Carbamazepine has been a seizure medication forever. Since it was developed, it's been a seizure medication. Well, they've made other seizure medications since, I mean, I've been on this since I was killed in a car accident in 97. They brought me back to life. Now I have seizures because of it.
Oh my God. Denise, you like almost freaked me out. I was like, wait a minute. It was just the way that you said it. You're like, I was killed in a car accident. I was like, all right.
I know, right?
Are you a ghost? Like, what's going on?
If you don't call your mom, we're losing her. And I blame my kids for this day for calling me back.
Do you mind me asking, did you have a near-death experience? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to talk about it.
I was floating above. I was going to heaven. I was going home. That's what I thought. I was going home, man. You know, I was floating. I was even with 420, if you know, 490, our expressway, over South Avenue, all right? I was even with that highway going over, all right? And I was, you know, going up. I was floating, and I was looking down at the scene, all right? And then I remember the whole thing, seeing the whole thing, them telling my kids, if you don't call your mom, we're losing her. And I'm thinking to myself, my kids are going to be fine, you know, and that was it. But then it was like, I told everybody, it was like I got sucked back into my body, and all I could say was the same word that my daughter said, Mom, you're not up and dying on me now. And she said that was the first time I ever heard her cuss. She was 16.
Wow.
Yeah, and then after I came back, all I could say was at work, but I had 3 broken ribs, a broken collarbone, and he brought me back to this planet.
I'm actually fascinated by near-death experiences. Knock on wood, I haven't had one, but I've read that a lot of people are actually really angry when they get brought back to life. Yeah.
It all depends on what side you were headed to, I think.
I guess so. Oh, that's right, because I have seen the ones where people have gone to like the dark place too. You're right. But a lot of the ones where they were like,
I got another chance. Thank God. No, I'm going home to heaven. I'm out of here. See you later.
You're like, peace. Yeah. You're like, peace. You're like, peace.
I'm going home. Angels and skyrockets. I'm going to be seeing you later. Bye. Now, what the hell? I'm back here to deal with the pain.
Yeah, I know.
So I take Tegretol. Okay, so now they sell the Tegretol to the mental health industry. I go to pick up my Tegretol XR, and they give me Equitron. I go, excuse me, what's Equitron? They said, oh, it's carbamazepine. It's the same thing. I said, is it Tegretol XR? They go, no, but it's carbamazepine. I said, is it XR, extended release? All right, I got a little tiny hole in my capsule that bleeds that medicine out all day long. I can't get a zap of it in the morning or a zap of it in the evening or I will have seizures. I got to have that little hole in it, bleeds that medicine out all day long. And I poop that little capsule out at the end of the day and I'm so happy. But anyway, that is not what Equitron is. Equitron is not extended release. It is the mental health industry's medication now, and they do not regulate it. The FDA does not regulate mental health medication. And Equitron is what they were trying to give me, which is labeled a mental health medication when I take Tegretol for seizures. I was recently sexually assaulted at Strong Hospital. All right, and they want to tell me this guy cornered me, pulled down his pants, and offered me to suck his dick in 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And that was an accident. They want to try to tell me, and they are apologizing in a letter for the accident. I said, I'm 60 years old, I'm white, he cornered me. He's a big black man. What do you think that accident was, okay? And I don't mean to bring race into this, but I am at this point because I am 60 years old, and he cornered me, and it was not an accident. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired of them. And I'm.
So you think he was on some medication or something that made him?
Actually, in their letter said, we noticed that your Tegretol level was low. They mentioned that. Why are they going to mention it about my Tegretol level? They trying to think that it's a mood medicine and not my seizure medicine? Do they not know I take it for seizures? Thank you for letting me know my seizure medication was no. That is not a mood medication, and you're not going to think I take Tegretol as an Equitron or a mood medication, thinking you're going to pull me off some psych patient, and I'm going to blow this situation where this man cornered me, rubbed himself up against me with a hard-on, pulled his pants down in your hospital, and you want to apologize like it was some accident. And you're going to try to tell me
the guy's still working there?
Was low?
And the guy was still working there? That's crazy.
Huh?
So
no,
basically they're just saying...
Patient.
Oh, he was a mental patient, but basically...
That was no accident. I was his third victim that weekend.
Dude. Wow.
Okay.
So they're basically trying to turn it on you. Yeah, they're trying to turn it on you and saying that it was your fault, basically.
Yeah. So my Tegretol level, well, thank you for letting me know that. I take that for seizures. Did you know that? That's not a mood medication. So don't try to tell me that I'm being moody because I'm trying to force this issue of, hey, who's the next victim? That's what I have nightmares about.
Dang,
I have nightmares about the next victim, not about what happened to me. That y'all kill the motherfucker next time. That's what I'm scared about. I'm scared that the next time somebody's, I'm sorry. I'm Navy. I'm sorry, I'm a sailor. You know, I'm a sailor. And well, okay, hello.
It's funny. It's funny. I
did the vacation.
Yeah, you know I don't care. I don't care, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Anyway, don't get me started.
Okay, well, Denise, let me let you go. I'm going to take one more caller. I'm going to play this one clip from Project Veritas, and then I'll take one more caller, and I'll wrap it up. But I'm going to have another live show on Wednesday morning. Okay, you too. Have a great... Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I just want to play... I forgot I had this clip lined up. I want to play, and then I'm going to play this one clip. Oh, while this is up... you guys, it would be really great if you can join my backup channel. I was on the fence whether or not I was going to promote my backup channel and keep it, but I do have one. And I realized, you sneaky little pecans, you've been subscribing. People have been subscribing to my backup channel now, and I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if I get 1,000 subscribers on my backup channel, I can actually start monetizing, and I might be able to double stream from there. So I'm thinking maybe I should keep it. It was TrutherTalkCensored, but now it's TrutherTalkReborn. I just renamed it TrutherTalkReborn. It did just have a T on it, but I put a new picture there with the lighter green TrutherTalk, so you know it's a different channel. And if you can just subscribe to there in addition to this channel, check your subscription because I still get a lot of people that are like, oh, dude, where's the project? Okay, I still get a lot of people that, write me and they tell me that their subscriptions are being taken away. So I would like for you to check your subscription into it. I took a break where I didn't post anything for like 3 weeks, and they just took like 300 of my subscribers. So, in relation to the video that I did that pissed people off with the blackface, I know I lost some subscribers, but I also think that they just take subscribers away from me, and I'm not like whining, because I know this is happening to every other YouTuber that's talking about the controversial stuff that I talk about. So, but I'm just letting you know what's going on. So, oh my God, it might not even be up. They may have taken it down. I made a copy of this. Okay. It's up for now, but I think it's shadow banned because you could, a few hours ago, you couldn't find this on the Project Veritas site. I'm just going to play like the first minute or two, but look what they say about the not reporting the side effects of the COVID vaccine. I was like, what?
Good morning, everybody. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, another busy day ahead of us, so let's get right to it. Start with Matthew, please. And COVID coverage. Thanks, Jeff. So just as the vaccine makers make that big safety pledge, we are seeing the first big safety valve kick in. Our reporting today will be focused on learning more specifics of what led AstraZeneca to pause trials in the U.S. and worldwide after a serious illness in a volunteer, on when or if this trial gets back up and running. Was this illness a reaction to the vaccine or just a sick volunteer among the thousands? The company calling it routine, part of a safety review. The New York Times goes a bit further, describing this as a suspected adverse reaction to the vaccine, citing a source who says a patient in Britain had a very serious nervous system inflammatory condition. We are not reporting that. We are trying to match that. As Fauci put it on CBS this morning, you have to treat anything like this as a suspected adverse reaction to the vaccine until you can prove otherwise. That's the way this works. And remember, Fauci just said yesterday, we've got to regain the trust of the American public on vaccines. Scott Atlas of the task force saying this morning that this pause is an indication the process is being done safely. On masks, Fauci on CBS this morning also saying he is frustrated to see Trump and most of the Carolina crowd violate the mask order last night. Experts re-upping the message on masks. Two scientists in a commentary in the New England Journal suggesting that masks might lead to a milder case of COVID in cases where they don't prevent it entirely. And then on testing, the thing that we've just never gotten right from the beginning. Experts have not given up on the idea of surging testing, even though it seems like Trump and his testing czar have given up on that idea. Overnight, experts from Duke and the Rockefeller Foundation concluded that the U.S. needs 200 million tests a month to control the pandemic, way more than current capacity. And this came after 11 NIH Institute directors issued a post saying as many people as possible testing is vital, even the asymptomatic ones, which of course contradicts that recent updated CDC guidance that we know came under pressure. some key numbers this morning. We have not yet seen any acceleration in deaths and cases predicted by several different recent models, wondering if that will soon change. Sadly, we expect the case and death numbers to pick up more quickly today, as it was a long holiday weekend with backlogs at state health departments. On the CNN map, in terms of week-to-week new cases per day, there are many more states showing down than up right now. 20 down, 21 steady, 9 up. Again, we'll see if the averages hold once we get to the busier part later in the week. The top weekly increases in daily case averages on that map.
Okay, I just put a link in the description so you can. It's a long. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's super long, but I put a link in the description, dudes. It's I was like, so I should have set it up a little bit better. So Project Veritas, they're amazing. I love them. I love, James O'Keefe and his crew. He's phenomenal. I really would love to interview him. He's on my dream list of interviews for sure. But basically, he had a CNN insider come to him, and they had been recording the morning calls, and they're releasing them. They're basically, just telling people what to report or what not to report, and it's showing that they have a clear bias, which as a human, that's really hard to do, is not have a bias, of course. But in news, you have a responsibility to report facts and report the truth, and they're choosing not to do this. So there's another upload. Let me see. When I went to the page earlier, they have an upload for another call, which is, I think, 9/8. Let me see. Let me see if it's showing up. Okay. So I wasn't able to find it at first, but I guess it's there. All right, so it was 9998. Yeah, okay, anyway. So they have two, 9899. I played the 99, the 98 should be up there. It was hard to find the 99. It's like they shadow banned it for a minute or so. I don't know what happened. But I'll take one more caller before I wrap it up tonight, and I'll do my next live show Wednesday. Or this coming Wednesday, it'll be at 10 a.m. Central Time. Yeah. Where's it? If you want anybody to call, 512-481-7464. I'll stay on a few more minutes. The number is at the top of the chat. I'll just promo while I'm waiting. Or not. Let me see. Let's do this. Promo while I'm waiting. If you want to support more of this, get serious, you can become a Patreon on Patreon or Subscribe Star. I'm giving little perks for each, except maybe the truth. I'll give you a think. I'll give you a wink and a smile. But if you're at the $5 level, I will give you perks. Hold on, let me see if anybody's got. I have so many windows open. 512-481-7464. So many windows open. So many windows. I have a funny. Every time I hear this word "so many," I always think I had this one student, and I had these twins, man, and they were just. I called them double trouble. They were so cute, but they were just smart asses, and this was in Taiwan, and I was like, all right, you guys, like, be quiet. Like, how many times I'm going to have to tell you? And he was like, so many times. I was like, really? Like, you're trying to clown me with bad grammar? I was like, I had to clown him. It was so funny. He's like, so many times. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Wow. Just like I imagine it would be getting inside daily propaganda briefing. I know, right? It's not really a surprise. It's just great that they got this on tape, because we know how they roll. That's a Subscribe Star. I'm fumbling because I got so many, and this is the Patreon one. And, I want to thank the people that have been supporting me. I just had like 2 or 3 subscribers, and even if it's a little a month, like a little, even if it's $2, $5, I'm very grateful, and it warms my heart. I'm really appreciative, because I know like you're still taking the time to give me, you know, at least $2 out of, you know, whatever you have or whatever you have. $5, $10, 20, 100, a million, you know. It's like, oh, all right. And then also, would you please join my my music page? I'm going to relaunch. It's going to be active. It's definitely going to be active in the next 2 months. So if you join there, if you haven't seen or listened to any of my music, I think you guys would find it quite entertaining. I have 3 singles I did, and then I did a single with the music video, and then I did a rap. So that would be great too. If I can get that channel up to 1,000 subscribers by January, I'm going to start promoting it more. I would really, really appreciate it. So, all right, guys. Is there anybody else that wants to call? If not, then I will give it 2 minutes or 3 minutes, 11:15. I will call it a day or a night. And I appreciate this far. Where are you guys? Some of you guys, it's like midnight where you are, huh? I don't know. It's actually kind of fun. Like and share. Oh yeah, like and share. I never say that. I'm really bad. Somebody's like, good night. Oh, it's, yeah, so you're on the East Coast. It's 12 o'clock. So then let me just see. Is anybody calling? All right, guys. I think I'll just, wait, go back. Scroll the partnerships. Like, scroll the partnerships. Disco, all of the links actually are in the description, by the way. So you have like, you know, all of the channels, all to subscribe to. I'm on Parler now. I'm on Patreon subscribed to our Parler, Rumble. I don't know if I put the Rumble one in there. Forgot. BitChute, Steemit, DTUBE, DLive. It's in the description section of this one. It's already in there. I posted it before I began. So Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff, all that's in there. So Lindsay on YouTube, she does videos in Mandarin. It's cool. Rumble, a new one to me. Yeah, that's, you can monetize too, but I'm having trouble uploading. I'm on Brighteon, but I don't really post on there that often. I am on Minds, but I'm not. I was just trying to figure out. I'm probably not going to do Brighteon and Minds right now. I'm just going to focus on the ones that I told you that's live. Of course, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. But with the way things are going, I don't know how much they're going to let people like me thrive anymore. So I'm debating how much energy I should. Look at how crazy my hair. It's crazy hair day. I'm debating whether or not, I'm just debating how much energy I'm going to put into that, because Facebook is crazy now, Twitter's crazy now. You know, is anybody calling? All right. All right, guys, then you got 1 minute. Anybody want to call? I think y'all are tired. I'm tired. It's like, all right, we'll just call it night. Thank you so much. I'll be back on Wednesday. I will be posting more. On Saturdays, I meant to tell you, I forgot. On Saturdays, I will be posting some, hello, Kamiji. I will be posting some educational videos on, it would be like some random clippings of other people's videos. So I'm going to be posting, you'll just see it. It'll be a surprise. I'll post, you know, like some vaccine knowledge from doctors, like clippings and stuff like that, or people that have had personal experiences and stuff like that. So I think you will find that useful. And I would suggest, the way things are going now, if you do find it useful, you find a very good downloader and make copies of this stuff, because they're trying to pull this stuff down. But I think the one that I have lined up tomorrow to post is a clip from Vaxxed, and it's talking about the DPT vaccine and SIDS. So I think that you guys would find that very informational and educational. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you later. Peace, you. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Mwah. Alright. Gotta. In the stream.